ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is anchor man, not anchor lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I don't agree with Mr. Panetta's politics, but I think he's a very decent man, and I think that he loves this country. So I suspect they were completely misled. I mean, if a good old boy from Tennessee, Maria, can read some of these documents and see just the ability to wash millions, and I'm not talking about thousands, I'm talking about millions and millions of dollars that have flowed into the coffers of the Biden family. Like I said, we know of at least 8. If I can look at some of these documents and see this, I cannot imagine how the Justice Department allowed this to go on, if not for corruption at the highest level. And they are in some serious trouble right now. I think they know it.
If you're following the news that's coming out right now from a whistleblower status, the information that is being released, I'm always sensitive to the idea of wanting the end result so bad that I'm not paying attention to the details as they are being delivered to us. I can't in the same brain, in the same reality, look at what is being done to Donald Trump in Manhattan right now with the DA Alvin Bragg. And also in the same breath, understand that Hunter Biden himself has been under investigation by our federal government for years and years for things that have a web that goes far out beyond Hunter Biden. I want details. I want information. I want truth. I want us to care about the truth, regardless of, like I said at the beginning, our emotions and our wants and our needs being so dedicated towards the end result that we're willing to pursue any path that looks like it could get us there. Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Really exciting show for you today. Stewie, my friend Stewie with Stewart's American Mortgage is going to be with us in about 20 minutes. And Brad sent this to me the other day. It was a screenshot. He sent it to me this morning. Did you know that if you have a high credit score, and I'm talking in the low to mid 700s, that you will now be penalized for that high credit score? You will have to pay an extra fee when you secure your mortgage so that people who have a lower credit score can get a percentage taken off of their mortgage. The details behind that, it is unbelievable to think about what this government structure is doing right now. And if you listen to the show and you heard Stewie the last time he was on, he said, wait until May gets here. They got something real ridiculous coming down our way, which is why he's been telling you to get your bagel loans right now. Well, Stewie's going to talk to us about in 20 minutes. So there are crazy things going on right now, so many crazy things that it's hard to keep up with. But this whistleblower stuff is potentially massively big news. I want to know what you think about it. So I'm going to take some phone calls here in the next 10 minutes. 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. You can call us, and I want to get some of your feedback about what you think about this whistleblower, about the pursuit of Hunter Biden. Is the pursuit of Hunter Biden strictly political? Is there nothing to see here? Only Republicans who hate Democrats and are willing to do anything to get to them? Does it connect to Joe Biden? What is your thought on this? 314-241-9797. If we get some people who want to weigh in on this quickly, we will try to do that in this segment. Here's Congressman Biggs.
I'm really convinced that what we're seeing here is it's taken us a while to get to it. I think it's going to take us a while longer to get through it. But I think we've got a Biden crime family. But it doesn't stop there. I think it's going to spill over to other people as well. And I think you're going to see people come in and try to cover this thing up and try to destroy documents. And that's why this whistleblower coming forward is so critical, because whistleblower and his attorney has been very cautious, because the attorney understands, I think, also the ramifications and also the danger that his client is in from what I will call institutional uniparty Washington, D.C.
So you listen to that Congressman Biggs there talking about this IRS whistleblower. He's talking about a Biden crime family. This is a very, very serious allegation. And what is the substance behind it? What is it that we need to know about the details of what this Biden family has done and how they have profited? I mean, at the least of it, good grief, how much have we seen? How many times have we seen them looking, we need to see their tax returns. We need to see Donald Trump's tax returns. Why did they want to see them? Do we want Hunter Biden's tax returns? Does it matter what if he took all this money? Are we okay with it if he's taking money from China? If I think it's up to 10 people got money wired to them from foreign countries that have big question marks surrounding them. There are a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered, and in order to not sensationalize it, I want all the details, because I'm leaning into this, going, "Ooh, we could have a serious problem brewing here." And just on the heels of that, we find out that the president is going to announce his campaign for re-election next week. 314-241-9797 if you want to join us. 314-241-9797. Michael, thank you for calling the show. What do you think?
Well, I think there's enough. If honest people were to put out the information that was there, it'd be enough paper to build an Empire State Building.
Why haven't we gotten to it yet then, Michael? What's your thought on that?
Well, if China is able to bribe a senator and then put him in office, they also have money to bribe the people who insulate them, the investigators. That whole circle there has their money. The old saying, sharing the rice bowl. Everyone Biden, everyone around him, and all the investigators are all sharing that same rice bowl, the money from China, and we're not going to be able to get Biden directly, but it's going to take forever. You got to go from the outside to start, do what they're trying to do to President Trump to the people around him. But unlike those people that were not guilty, we know that. I mean, how can Biden's son all these years be investigated, and the stuff that we do know, and nothing's being done?
Yeah.
The investigators there are crooked.
Michael, that's a great point. And I think when you compare what we do know and how long these investigations have been going on, and you compare it to the fervent desire that the people who are the political opponents of the Trump family have to try to get any of them in their net, in their web, to try to trip them up, the end result is always political power. It's not ever like, here, what's best for the country? 314-241-9797 if you want to join us. Bill, thank you for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Well, my own opinion is that nothing's ever going to happen to anybody. It never does, and it never will. They're too powerful. They're too well protected. And example, this Anthony Blinken, or whatever his name is, he did all this stuff, and nothing's going to happen to him. And it's the same way with Merrick Garland, or whatever his name is, Attorney General. He lied to Congress. That's a felony.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to happen to him. It never does. And if you get money and power, nothing's going to happen to you. And it's just the way of the world. Why waste time on all this stuff? And the other thing that I find is hilarious is that they say in the recent poll that 39% of the people like Biden and would vote for him in an election. Who are these 39%? What kind of questions are asking? The man, in my opinion, is so incompetent, he don't even know where he's going half the time.
Bill, that's a great point. I appreciate you. 39% that's the right number. And as Bill is saying, who are these 39%? I guarantee you that those are 39% who would do anything to keep Donald Trump out of office. And the idea that Donald Trump still walks the face of the planet will have them working hard to elect any Democrat who is there who can put a stop to him. Listen to this conversation with Congressman
Donalds. He was recently indicted in New York for hush money payments to a porn star. This is
you and I both know that indictment is foolishness. And
foolishness.
It's foolishness. It's political, listen, and you know this. Well, let me go ahead. I'll raise you one better.
Go ahead.
I'll raise you one better. Because if we're going to talk about stuff going on in the background, you have the president's brother, the president's son. They are taking wire payments from people across the globe. Jamal, I've seen some of the documents myself. They are taking these payments. We've already documented $1 million going to Hunter Biden facilitated with other members of the Biden family
Biden
while
not
he's sitting
running
in the
for
White
president.
House. But dude, stop that.
Hunter Biden's not running for president.
Now you know better than that.
Joe Biden is the
know
president.
better than that. You know better than that.
Joe
if
Biden.
Hunter Biden's getting money from people with Chinese companies, if he's facilitating the sale of a cobalt mine to China while Joe Biden is setting energy policy in the United States, you don't think that man's compromised? Come on. You don't think he knows what his son is doing? He doesn't know what his son is doing?
You're talking about Hunter Biden right now.
Tell me he doesn't know what his son is doing?
Listen.
I'm telling you.
You get sick and tired of listening to these fights back and forth where the substance of these two congressmen, we have Jamal Bowman, who is a Democrat from New York, and then Congressman Byron Donalds, who's a Republican from Florida, going over what Hunter Biden has been involved in. And you and I both know this is the gaslighting thing where there is this suggestion that the way you see things is just completely and totally wrong, to the point where you kind of have to stay within yourself, look in a mirror and go, am I crazy? Because if I'm seeing the world the way I'm seeing the world, how is it not so obvious to everybody else who is out there right now how corrupt this system is? And of course, if you take what we know about what Hunter Biden has been involved in, because he's an idiot and he left his laptop with a guy to repair the MacBook and never came back to get it, and the FBI had that for some amount of time, we know from his own laptop the inappropriate relationships, the communications that he had, the struggle that he has in his relationship within his own family. We know these things. You think for a second, if you had that kind of dirt on Donald Trump, you'd have like the left-leaning cable news people would be running naked in the streets. They'd be so excited. It would be a rave. It would be a party. It would be the biggest thing that had happened to them since Joe Biden won in 2020. I can't look at all of this and not just facepalm and say, how is it that you can't see that what is going on with the Biden family? There is so much smoke surrounding that fire. There is so much to the substance of concern and question that people should have about what Hunter Biden is doing in his life, because in his words, the only thing that makes him valuable is that last name Biden. These are Hunter Biden's words, and we all see it and we all know it. Thank God that we won the majority as Republicans in the House so that we can have the oversight that is necessary here to ensuring that we get to the bottom of some of this and that there will be exposure. I see the president's comment, or the White House's comment on the whistleblower status, is just that they're trying to misuse their power in the House to try to misinform the public and mislead the public. I watched two impeachments unfold. I watched Senate confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh and of Amy Coney Barrett, and I watched as they tried to ruin people because they stood in the way of their own political power. The Democrats' most bold statements are the accusations of Republicans engaging in behavior that the Democrats themselves have perfected every day of the week. I want to see what the truth is. I'm concerned about the Biden relationship and how the president of the United States has potentially prioritized his own financial benefit over that of what is the best for the country, and comparing all of those potential details, some of which are factually based already, with a lot of questions surrounding follow-up questions that require answers. It's not just that. It's not just the moment in time where you're like, good grief, does this president look to enrich himself and not really care about the country? Where are we at in the world right now? Is the world a peaceful place to exist in? How does the world look at the United States? Are we respected? Are we strong? Are we prepared? I don't have good answers to any of those questions. So when I'm looking and scratching my head about the direction that this country is headed in, and I can't make sense of it, and I also, on the other hand, have questions about whose best interests the president of the United States and those associated with him and his family have had over the last decade, I don't want to draw conclusions. I want facts. Get to the truth. And expose it, and shut people like me up if I'm wrong, and shut people up like the Bidens if they're wrong. Give us the truth. Get to the bottom of it. The American people deserve it. And if you don't demand it as Americans, you will never, ever get it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Stuart Rosenblum in studio with us to talk about this really amazing new thing that the Biden administration is doing to help people who can't quite secure their own mortgages. I hope that you haven't achieved too much with your credit score, because you're going to be punished if you did in order to pay for those who haven't achieved those credit scores. Could this possibly be real? Stuart Rosenblum with Stuart's American Mortgage, our friend and sponsor here on the Annie Frey Show, talks to us about it when we come back. Don't go away.
Thunder. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Dreaming about being a big star.
Let's talk about STS Armory, sts-armory.com. You are looking to purchase a firearm in your near future, and there are people in my family, I'm thinking of them, I'm not outing them, but they go in there and they're like, this is what I want, down to basically the serial number almost. They know exactly what they look to purchase, but they want to go to a place to make that purchase that they can rely on, that they can trust. That's STS Armory. I also have in my life, and I actually have done it myself, gone into STS Armory and say, well, this is kind of what we're thinking. How would you guide us? This is our budget. And then we get guided by Katie and Jesse, who are experts when it comes to the knowledge of owning and operating firearms in the state of Illinois. If you don't have a FOID card, if you don't even know what a FOID card is, and you're an Illinois resident who wants to exercise their Second Amendment rights, when you go in to talk to Katie or Jesse or any of the amazing staff members at STS Armory, they're going to walk you through this in a completely respectful, non-condescending way to get you to the place where you do feel very confident and educated and responsible in your Second Amendment rights in the state of Illinois. They can provide you with the classes that you need to get your conceal and carry, to feel more comfortable drawing from your hip or for off-body carry. All of these different things you probably haven't thought of, STS Armory has. Call them at 618-931-GUNS. That's 618-931-4867. Online at sts-armory.com.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, Board and Batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
Starting your morning in the right direction.
I listen to you every morning.
The Mark Cox Morning Show.
My husband and I both work for a living, and it's really hard to watch the news, so thank you.
Weekdays from 5 to 9.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you so much for what you do.
On 97.1 FM Talk.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Double wide, quick stop, midnight tea top, Jack and her cherry Coke town. Mama and Daddy put the roots right here, 'cause this is where the car broke down. Yellow dog school bus, kicking up red bus, picking us up by a barbed wire fence. MTV on the RCA, no AC in the vents. We were Jesus Save Me, Blue Jean Baby, born in the USA. Trailer park truck stop, faded little map dots, New York to LA. We were teenage dreaming, front seat leaning, baby come give me a kiss.
looking to build one of those little pink houses that Kenny Chesney is speaking about there, and it's your dream home, and you're excited, and you've worked so incredibly hard to build up that credit score so you can get the best possible. You've sacrificed, you've saved, you've paid your bills on time, you want the best possible mortgage rate, and the Biden administration government comes in and says, whoa, 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 not so fast. Well, that's where Stewie comes in, our friend Stuart Rosenblum from Stuart's American Mortgage. He's the bagel loan guy, sponsor here of the show, and a friend of mine. I'm a customer of his as well. Stewie, welcome back to the show. You warned us.
I warned you. I told you it's coming.
Months ago.
I told you it's coming.
You knew it. So just because I can't articulate, when I see this, it enrages me because a credit score is something, the government doesn't really run by a credit score. They just raise their debt limit. When they run out of money, they're like, let's go further into debt.
That's going to be an issue come August when the debt ceiling is close to being hit. I mean, that's also going to affect interest rates potentially. So it's a mess.
You work really hard, you save, and you make sure that your debt-to-credit ratio is fine, that you're current on all your payments. I'm trying to think of all of the different things, that you have enough lines of credit open so that you show a borrower, I'm a good person to lend money to. You get your credit score up to be maybe 750, 760. What's the Biden administration going to do to you now?
Well, you know what? If you're a good person and you pay your bills on time, you're able to pay your bills on time, you're going to be penalized.
How is that possible?
I don't know. We just had a customer in my office the other day, and she was crying because she's been working with me for a year. She brought her credit score from 560. She went through a nasty divorce. Life happens. Things sometimes happen. And she brought it up all the way up to 760 in about a year. It took us a lot of effort to do it. Now she's going to pay almost 1%, half to 1% more on the interest rate, just because of this new rule. So that what they're doing is they're trying to bring more minority lending or people with poorer credit scores, that affordability to be able to buy the homes. Now, I don't know what the administration thinks that by giving people who can't or aren't paying their bills on time the ability to get more mortgages, that actual performance of those mortgages are going to be good. So why, if you give somebody that's demonstrated their inability to make payments on time, why would you want to make it easier for them to get a mortgage? They're just going to default. So I think in the future, we're going to see some defaulting going on.
That's a problem.
By this group, but they're not considering that. They just want to go ahead and penalize the better to go ahead and help the people that are just not making the payments.
Let's talk about this, Stewie, the way I usually have these conversations with you, which is to say, dumb it down for me. This is how Stewie explains economics to me. Let's say that I qualified for 6%. Are rates around 6% right now? Are they lower than that?
It depends whether you have good or bad credit. If you have great credit, you're going to pay more.
Credit score is 750.
You're going to be in the upper sixes. Mid to upper sixes.
That's with the new Biden rule?
With the new Biden rule.
Where would you have been before this?
Probably in the low sixes.
How much?
About 0.5% differential.
What's the difference over time that's going to cost that person?
Oh, it's tremendous. It's probably anywhere between, on a $400,000 loan, you're talking $50 to $100 a month. In that ballpark, just because.
That's a whole nother bill.
Yeah, so what they did was they said, okay, we have these good credit borrowers. We're going to jump the rate or bump up the rate on them, which, by the way, translates to them paying more in a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac fee. And we're going to take that money that we're going to earn and we're going to supplement the risk for a lower credit borrower so they don't end up with an interest rate of 8%. They'll end up with an interest rate of 6%, which is better than the person with the good credit. I'm almost professionally offended that the government is even doing this because it's almost like socializing the industry.
Well, it is, because it's taking money out of people who have, this is something else that I heard reported and I want to get clarification from you. There's no if you make $400,000 or less, this doesn't affect you.
Oh, if you make more money, you get a worse rate too. It's not only the credit scores.
But if you make less money, if you were making, let's say, $75,000 a year and you're going to buy a $200,000 home, are you making too little money for the Biden administration to say, okay, you got an 800 credit score here? Are they going to let you go because you don't make as much money as other people?
There's two areas that are being affected. There's credit score and the income. If you make less money and you have a lower credit score, you're actually going to do, or around 680 as a credit score, you're going to do better on your interest rate than somebody that makes $125,000 with a 750 credit score. So you're going to penalize the people who make more, who have the better ability to make the payments They're not looking at risk. They're saying, oh, they can afford it, so let's go ahead and charge them more, and then go ahead and take the people who can't afford it and give them a little bit more of a break. Well, that's kind of like Robin Hood, isn't it?
Sure is. So you're saying, where does that money, that extra money that somebody with a positive, a good credit score is making, you know, when I pay my mortgage, I go online, I click pay, it leaves my checking account and it goes somewhere else. I'm just going to put it that way is how I see it. That extra money that I would pay if I were to secure this mortgage right now, because I'd be paying this fee, where does that money go, that extra fee?
It goes into a pot that goes to offset the lower income.
It's not interest.
It's not interest.
Not taxes.
It's a fee. It's built into the rate.
Not insurance.
It's a fee built into the rate. So the higher the rate, the more earnings overall you make, or the industry makes. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are taking that money that's been extra earned and saying, okay, there's a borrower or a buyer that has a 680 credit score and he's higher risk, therefore it's going to cost us more to give him a reasonable rate. Oh, we'll just take the money from the higher credit guy to offset it. This way he can afford the house. But my question overall is, what makes the government think that giving people with lower credit scores a mortgage or the ability to get a better mortgage means that they're going to pay the mortgage on time? If they've demonstrated their inability to make payments, doesn't matter if they're making 1/4 or 0.5% higher in the interest rate. There's more likelihood you're going to have defaults. So all you're doing is you're dissuading people to get good credit or to make their payments. So that's, at the end of the day, you and I or somebody with a higher credit score is paying for somebody's ability to do something that they don't even deserve.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Betsy on our YouTube channel right now, if people want to join us and watch the show, you can go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Betsy says, can you ask if this will affect refinancing as well?
Absolutely. It's across the board.
Same. It's the same. You're getting a new mortgage?
You're gonna get hurt. It's mostly on purchases, but people with higher credit scores, higher incomes are being affected also on the refinance mark. So it's across the board. It's everywhere. It's much more impacting on the purchase side than on the refinance side. Refinances, cash out refinances, the government already implemented rules and guidelines to make it very difficult for you to get cash out in your house. The new guideline just came out is if you bought a house and you want to take cash out, you have to wait 12 months. You can't even take money. So
wait, what?
I buy a house.
Because I have myself, Annie Frey, has done a bagel loan with Stewie to take cash out of the equity that went way up so I could put a deck on my house, because the old deck would literally wobble back and forth when we walked on it. Needed the deck. Needed the money. What's the new rule?
The new rule is if you buy a house, let's say you buy a $300,000 house and it's worth $500,000 and you want to take $100,000 out to do a deck, a pool, you can't do it for 12 months. They stopped it. They don't want people taking money out of their house and using their equity, so they help, I guess, inflation, the economy, and they're kind of try to choke people from going out and borrowing money. It's working, but it's forced.
It just makes me ask, I have to ask the question, like, who owns this property? Who owns the equity in the house? Who owns the ability to access that equity? Because to me, it seems like these are all scenarios where government is coming in and saying, here's how you are going to handle what we allow you to have. That's what it feels like from where I am right now.
I think it's a step further is who controls the housing market. It's very interesting to observe, and I'm going to go a little bit on a political stand over here, but I have a house in Florida, okay? And we met 10 people that moved from Seattle, Washington to Florida because of the environment of what's going on in Seattle. I think if you wait a couple months down the line, you're going to see housing being affected and the prices going down. I think it's going to be more reflected in the states that have these kinds of government intervention versus the state of Florida that says, hey, it's a free market, buy a house, do what you want to do. So the demand for housing and the increased value seem to be more affected in the states that are maybe Democrat-based with their philosophies of government getting involved versus Republican states that they're turning around and saying, oh, this is a free market, do what you want. Because in Florida, you're spending $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over the asking price, even if the interest rates are higher. But you go to California or you go to New York and you're seeing prices drop back. So I don't know. I'm speculating, But it's going to be interesting to see whether these government policies, how they impact the actual values and pricing of homes.
We're talking with Stuart Rosenblum. He is Stuart's American Mortgage. He's a wonderful partner and sponsor of this show. I have twice done a bagel loan refinance with you, and I always tout the bagel loan because when I did this myself, there were no closing costs. They weren't rolled into the loan. They just don't exist. Stewie does the business directly with you, which is the way that he is able to do this. It's a very old-fashioned and hopefully new-fashioned way of doing business. I'm wondering, one of the things that you are able to do is a super fast close. And well, you've been telling me, get people in before May. It's April 21st. We might be outside of the window of that, but does it matter what state you're in?
No, you're stuck.
Okay.
Anybody
There's nowhere we can go. I'm in Illinois. I'm always looking around the corner going, where can I go?
Where can you go? Right now, you're stuck. You're subject to these new guidelines. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Whether you close at the end of April or you close in May, you're subject to these new guidelines that the administration has implemented. So you're stuck. But there are things you can do to make yourself more competitive in this bidding war that's
lower
going
your
on.
credit score?
Well,
I've never had this conversation with you before, Stuart.
Hey, don't make your payments. Get a lower credit score, and then
totally
you get a better rate. There you go. So, no. There's things you can do. For example, the pre-approval process. You go out and get pre-approved. So we have a system internally where when you get pre-approved, you can actually issue your own pre-approval letter and not wait for a loan officer. We had a customer that came in, and he had worked with another mortgage company. Saturday, they made an offer on a house. And unfortunately, the loan officer that they've been working with was out in Mexico on vacation. So he needed an updated pre-approval letter, couldn't get that pre-approval letter. They lost the contract in the house, and they said, I'm not doing this anymore. With us, you can actually access our portal and issue your own pre-approval letter. And you can issue it for an amount that you're going to make an offer, which is also very important because you don't want to give a pre-approval letter to the seller for more than what you're offering. Sure. They're going to say, hey, squeeze them for more money.
We're going to turn that offer down.
Hey, you never know. The government may come out and say, now you got to issue pre-approval letters for the maximum amount so everybody knows what you're approved for.
Who knows?
So that's a big deal that the real estate agent and the buyer themselves can access our system to be able to get that pre-approval at any time they want for any amount that they want. So that's the first thing. The second thing you can do is we can close in 12 and 13 days. So you go to a seller and say, hey, you know what? Everybody else is 30, 60 days. We can close your transaction in 13 days flat. You're done. You're finished. You get your money. Everybody's happy. And the third thing is you got the bagel loan, which is no closing costs. Take that money you're going to save, $5,000, $10,000, add it to the bid, and beat out all the other offers that are out there without it costing you a dime more.
Yeah.
So this is a great little tools to try to get you ahead of the competition.
The phone number you can call or text is 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440, which, Stewie, you may or may not know, when I give out the station phone number, I say your phone number more than I say that one. So every once in a while, I'll be like, call the station at, and then Stewie's getting phone calls about whatever the president is doing these days. He's like, what do you want? How about a mortgage? I think about all of the stress and anxiety that goes into buying and selling a home. And I'm very skeptical and cynical probably. And so I'm of the mind that everywhere I go, every person I have to deal with is probably trying to screw me a little bit somehow. So you want to be able to work with people you trust. And I have great people who I'm partners with on this show who I know how they do business. Like you, I've done business with you. And you see the whole gamut. You are a highly awarded, highly successful nationally mortgage lender, and you're right here in Overland in St. Louis. Is it going to get worse before it gets better, or is it just going to get worse?
Well, there's a lot of things in the pot right now that's unknown. So talk about the debt ceiling that's coming up in August. If we hit that debt ceiling and treasuries become devalued, you're going to see interest rates even go higher. The Federal Reserve is meeting May 1st and 2nd. We anticipate they're going to raise rates 0.25%. So if they say they're going to continue raising rates and inflation isn't under control, you'll see rates go up. We're just in a weird world, and we're dealing with people and governments that don't look at items like interest rates and businesses and people's credit scores in a normal fashion. They look at it from a governmental fashion, and that's not always logical or efficient. And so that's what's happening right now. And so you're juggling. You don't know. Nobody knows. My grandfather used to say, in a very European accent. Nobody knows anything. So you just don't know. And people that are sitting there waiting on the sidelines to buy a home because they're waiting for lower interest rates, it's a bad move. You buy the house now, you pay a little bit higher in the interest rate. When the rates drop, you refinance for free with the bagel loan, get a lower rate. If you wait till the rates drop, you're going to be competing with everybody else who's going to want a home, and there's not going to be any inventory out there. So you're going to pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over asking price because there's not going to be any inventory. So it's a real big challenge. Buy now, refinance later is my recommendation to you. If you need to take cash out, do it now. It may be a little bit more costly, but you'll be way ahead of the game.
Before we let you go, Christopher on our YouTube channel says, and I want you to get your reaction to this. So it sounds like it's very much like 2008. They think they fixed it by taxing the rich and or good credit holders. They don't see the bad loans as the issue. The bad loans defaulting in 08 makes zero sense.
I think it's a little bit different. In 08, they were creating programs for a babysitter saying that she made $15,000 to buy a $500,000 house, and they believed them. Here, are you doing some due diligence? But he's right. You're teetering the edge of not considering risk and just trying to help out. I'm all for helping minorities. I'm all for helping people with lower credit scores get homes, but they have to work for it. They have to demonstrate their ability and their credit worthiness to be able to do it. You don't hand somebody a gift on a silver platter and say, oh, your credit's bad. We're going to reward you. And by the way, you who has a 750 credit score, we're going to take advantage of you and mistreat you. So you don't want to do that. You want to reward people for the efforts, give them something in return, minority or not minority. It's the results that count. It's the effort that counts. It's the integrity that counts. And doing this has never worked. I think they tried doing this with student loans a while back, and it was a disaster. So why this would work differently, I have no idea.
Before we let you go, does it matter who is, who we send into our local, state, and federal governments? I mean, does this dramatically change if different people are making the decisions?
I believe yes. I believe the important thing is that the silent majority, the conservatives, the people that are logical and smart, they need to start to speak up. Most people who are civil and smart, they stand by the sidelines, they do their voting, but they're not really vocal. If you get into other groups that are more extreme, they're vocal, they make a lot of noise, they make things that the left wing is much more stronger in their expression. I think it's time for that middle road, obviously civilly, to go ahead and be heard and say more things and to say things to their political leaders and say things with their voting and say, you know what, enough's enough. I don't believe in this. This is hurting us because our society is changing accordingly. And you want to go ahead and maintain that old-time American philosophy, work hard, don't get the government to, was it Reagan that said, the biggest problem with government is government?
Yeah.
So you need them to go ahead and make sure things don't get out of hand. There's a limit. They have a responsibility, but you don't want to control every aspect of your life. This is America. We want to be in charge.
Amen. Stuart with Stuart's American Mortgage. You can Google the bagel loan. You can call or text him at 314-324-4440 and just start the conversation. Ask the questions. Mention Annie when you reach out to him, and he'll get right to it. I think of all of the things that we see government try to do. A lot of times there is this little robbing Peter to pay Paul situation, the Robin Hood thing. This seems a little more bold and very bold. Like it's just on the surface. Like, yeah, this is what we're doing. And I don't even know that it's so much a conservative issue. Their boldness in the way they're presenting this to the American people. I guarantee you there's a lot of people who may be voting on the left side of the aisle who are looking at this going, no, this isn't. But you got to speak up.
I don't know if this is a voting ploy. I don't know if they're trying to go ahead and appeal to other areas that they need votes for and say, okay, let's try to get these groups and give them, just like forgiving the student loans, give them better financing options. But the results aren't going to change. People with poor credit, generally, of course, there are exceptions, as a group are going to go ahead and miss mortgage payments. They're going to be defaults. That's not good for anybody.
Right.
So that's the bottom line.
Stuart's American Mortgage, 314-324-4440. You can call him, you can text him, and get your conversation started today. I promise you he will take care of you. He's taken care of my family twice, and I would go back to him again in a heartbeat if it was necessary, and hopefully it's not with the way things are going. I'm just going to sit quietly where I am right now. Stewie, thanks. Appreciate you being in here.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Wiggins America in studio. His question is, do you believe these childhood myths? What's he going to talk about? Well, you got to stick around right here to find out. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yellow dog school bus, kicking up red bus, kicking us up by bar.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
In the Venice. We were Jesus Save Me, Blue Jean Baby, born in the USA. Trailer park truck stop, faded little map dots, New York to LA. We were teenage dreaming, front seat leaning, baby, come give me a kiss. Put me on the cover of the Rolling Stone, uptown, down home, American kids. Growing up in little pink houses, making out on living room couches, blowing that smoke on Saturday night. A little messed up, but we're all right.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The Vitae Foundation is an organization that I am so proud to be associated with. And we just had Kevin Sorbo in town. That was exciting to listen to him and talk about the value of life and just boldly being outspoken about how we need to protect life. One of the key points and the key reasons why I wanted to be a partner with Vitae Foundation is because they have a pro-woman approach. And this may sound obvious, but I don't think it really is on the surface. A lot of people who are pro-lifers are branded in a kind of hateful way. And you go to an event like a Vitae Foundation event and you're around these people who care about the lives of the unborn. They also care as much about the women who are in a position to choose life or not. And I want you to understand that when you support Vitae Foundation, they are putting themselves in front. They're using those funds to put pro-woman approach facilities that will care for this woman, help them choose life, care for that child, even after the child is born. Don't let anyone tell you any different. The Vitae Foundation is out there doing it. If you're looking for a place to partner, if you're looking for a place to donate to, please consider the pro-woman approach Vitae Foundation. You can go to adsforlife.org.
I'm Missouri Public Service Commission Chairman Scott Roop. Whether planting a tree, building a fence, or planning a larger project, you must call 811 3 days before you dig. It's the law.
Dig safely, it's the law.
Yes, with inflation, interest rate increases, and a possible recession looming, we are no doubt facing uncertain times in the housing market. But as a realtor with over 20 years of experience, I can tell you, if you're thinking of selling your home, now more than ever, you need a realtor to help you through these times while saving you money. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty, and we offer all of this for only 4%. Why pay more than 4? 314-441-4444.
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Warmer days are coming. Time to schedule your annual AC system check for as little as $15 a month. For any residential or commercial HVAC services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
Fact-checking the mainstream media daily.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You found it here. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Hello, my friends. I have some goofy stuff here, but man, listening to you talk with Stewie, my blood is boiling.
He should. He told us. Go back and check the last time Stewie was on the show. He said, wait till May gets here. And we talked about how the better your credit score, the worse your rate's going to be. Why? Because it's going to pay for the people who have bad credit scores. It's unbelievable.
It's full-blown socialism. It's not even hiding it anymore.
Right.
So this is just some of the fun stuff that I found today that I wanted to share with you guys. These are confessionals from people who are saying, this is the way I believed things were when I was a kid, and then I realized that it wasn't that way. I just wanted to run through a few of these.
Does it matter the time frame when they were children? Are they similar to us?
I think they're probably in the same range as we are, yeah. But I think that some of them are pretty timeless. I'll read a couple and just, you can say. All right, gum is something that if you swallow it, it will never leave your body.
I've heard that.
I've heard it.
Did you believe it?
I heard it was like 7 years.
I think that all of that's
How
false.
long does it take?
It doesn't say exactly how long it takes. It just says that that's not true. So it's just, I think it just digests, or it doesn't really digest. It just kind of goes right through you like anything else. But many people believed it. Annie's looking it up right now to see how long it actually takes. I think it just goes right through you, right?
I don't know. Go chew some gum and swallow it and tell us.
I will.
Ew. Let's not do that.
Number 2, if you turn on the car light at night, if you're in the car and you turn it on, that is going to make us crash.
My mom always said it was illegal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It might be illegal, but it is. That's not a folklore. It makes it much harder to see out.
Oh, for sure.
I agree, but
that's not a folklore.
Like to say we're definitely going to crash. No, but it's more dangerous to have that dome light on when you're driving.
100%. You can't see.
It's annoying. I've never found that I couldn't see. It just annoys me to drive. So I definitely have leaned into this is a huge problem for not only the drivers, but other drivers too, kids. So we can't have it on.
100% if the dome lights are on and driving down a black, dark highway at night and the dome lights are on, you are not seeing your surroundings.
Not nearly as well.
Almost at all.
You're only able to see where the light is brighter. So your headlights light up what's in front of you, but what's off to the side and out of those beams, that you're like looking in a mirror on those windows.
It probably depends on your car too, because if the kids are all the way in the back of a van, it's probably not going to do as much as if it's right next to you.
If there are any police officers listening right now in Missouri or Illinois, and you want to message the show or comment on the YouTube channel and tell us if it's illegal to have your dome lights on when it's driving, or when it's dark outside, I would like to know, because they're, like having something hanging in your rearview mirror. I mean, basically, there are a bunch of things in place that give police the ability to pull you over. They're not going to pull you over because your dome lights are on, but if your dome lights are on and they suspect you might be drunk, it's another reason that they can, if that's one of those things.
Right.
But I completely disagree that is a total made-up thing.
And that's why there's separate lights called map lights to turn on for looking at maps. I don't know if newer cars still have those, but
Never heard of those.
Mine does.
Yeah,
It's
in my truck has it.
Yeah.
It's an 11, but you just hit it and it shines down in a very small area and it's a very dim light. But yeah,
just enough to illuminate a map in the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this one? When I was younger, I thought that all dogs were boys and all cats were girls.
I've never heard that.
I did when I was little.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's dig into this a little bit.
Hey, apparently I'm not the only one.
What about a dog gives it masculine traits, and what is it about cats that makes you think they're women?
Oh, it 100% comes from cartoons. Dogs were bigger; they could chase cats. So dogs were bigger; they were like boys. Cats were girls because they were being chased by dogs.
The most famous cartoon cat probably ever is Tom from Tom and Jerry. He's a guy.
It's true, but I never thought, wasn't really into the genders of the animals so much.
He wasn't into gender ideology as a young child.
at that age.
He just saw a dog and assumed its gender. I think I had a lot of girl dogs growing up, but I could see how a kid would think that, but I don't think
we had them both growing up, girl and boy dogs. So
I think I recognized that I would do this
dogs.
even late, like into my teens. I would just point and be like, "Hey, is your cat?" Like I would say he about your cat or she versus he about a dog, regardless whether I knew. How about this one? You're going to grow a tree in you if you eat a watermelon seed.
I've heard that. Never believed it.
No?
Why would it be a tree?
Yeah, I've heard that the watermelon vine would grow in you, but not a tree. Did you see that watermelon seed? You're going to get an oak tree out of that.
Yeah. I can't explain it, but it is the science. by the way, it takes a couple days for gum to get through you.
Does it?
Mhm.
Couple days. Okay. Do a test. I'll eat some today, and I'll report back on Monday.
Thank you.
When I was a kid, I thought that the world used to be black and white until somebody invented colors.
I don't know about that.
No? Somebody's going to agree with that. Somebody's going to say, yeah, I thought that too.
Your kids ever tell you, like, do they ever refer to when you were young as like the old times?
Oh, yeah, the olden days.
It's really hurtful when they actually think it's the olden days. Sometimes my kids are old enough. So my husband was born in 1983, and my daughter says that he was born in AD3. And so she leans into the old jokes a lot with my husband, but there are times where they ask questions. They'll be like, it's just, were you around during the Vietnam War or something like that, or the World War II? It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the concept of time.
Did you ever have to
way
ride a horse to go to school? No, didn't have to do that.
Had to.
Last one. If the shower curtain is pulled closed, you are pretty much convinced that there is a killer behind there.
Yeah, I'm still scared of that.
Yeah?
I always look.
Do you punch the shower curtain, Hannah? Just
I've
walk
done
in there,
that.
it's closed. You're like, ah!
Don't
I
forget.
just look.
My biggest, we're going to talk about phobias later, aren't we? My biggest fear, I've told this story in the air. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but my biggest fear about what was living under my bed, without saying, do you remember who I thought was hiding under my bed?
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yes.
I don't know if I
Hannah
remember.
does.
I remember us talking. I can't remember.
Yeah. If any of y'all remember, you can leave in the comments. We'll talk about phobias in our Ask Me Anything segment. Make sure you get your questions in on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Just leave a comment for Hannah. She wants to see them, so go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel in the comment, and also vote in the YouTube poll. Cookies, cakes, or pies? The people want to know. There's a really angry pie contingent out there. We'll be right back.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow. At AMCO.
AAMCO.
Diamonds Direct's biggest sale all year is going on now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, in-store designer appearances, and special financing. Imagine 20% off Diamonds Direct's already value prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for spring. It's the most exciting event all year with extreme savings and exceptional value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry extravaganza. Details, showroom hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, this is Terry Hall, host of the popular radio show for veterans, Vet Time in America. Sundays at 12 noon on 97.1 FM Talk. Our show is all about veterans. We talk with experts. We help you get benefits, how to get more, and what to do if you're not getting what you deserve. Tune in on Sunday at noon. Join the conversation. We take calls. Vet Time in America. Tune in this Sunday at noon on 97.1 FM Talk.
Worldwide Technology, recognized as a great place to work for 12 years in a row, is hosting a supply chain career event on April 29th at their North American Integration Center in Edwardsville, Illinois, to connect with skilled professionals in the technology production and supply chain industries to fill dozens of roles. Positions include warehouse specialists and managers, production supervisors, configuration techs, and more. These jobs come with competitive pay, industry-leading benefits that even include your pets, and an award-winning culture with career development that gives you options to grow. Learn more and apply online at wwt.com/careers.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Time's almost up for the U.S. Supreme Court. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The justices facing a self-imposed deadline tonight to rule on a lower court's decision that restricted the use of a common abortion pill.
The maker of the drug and the Biden administration argue if the drug doesn't stay on the market, that there will be chaos. More than half of abortions in this country are done by this medicated abortion method. It requires this pill as part of the protocol. But the other side is arguing, listen, the Texas judge got it right. The FDA did not go through the proper steps to make sure that this thing was safe and effective, and so it's got to be rolled back.
Fox News Sunday host and chief legal correspondent Shannon Bream. The court extended its original Wednesday deadline to get briefings. from both sides. The White House will not confirm reports that the president may announce a re-election bid next week.
As a government employee, federal law prohibits me from discussing campaign-related topics from this podium.
The spokeswoman, Karine Jean-Pierre, says President Biden has been clear about his intentions. Tuesday marks the anniversary of his 2020 campaign launch. Reassuring words from Sudan's top general, who says the military is committed to a safe transition to civilian rule, even as his forces battle a rival paramilitary group for control. That fighting has left millions sheltering in place while the Pentagon prepares for a possible embassy evacuation.
Speaking at Ramstein Air Base in Germany, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says they're moving troops closer to strife-torn Sudan.
Our focus is to make sure that we continue to do prudent planning and that we create and maintain as many options for our president as possible.
A small number of soldiers have arrived in nearby Djibouti, along with the equipment they'll need for a potential evacuation. One American citizen has died as a result of the fighting between rival military factions. All we've been told is they didn't work at the U.S. Embassy.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. America is listening to Fox News.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Cooler times with a northwest flow across the area this afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Let's call it 65 for the high today. Maybe a spot shower, but tough to find. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a quick drop into the 50s, and a cold 39 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny skies, chilly, windy 52. Sunday, sunny and 58. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Are you thankful for the first responders in your community? Then nominate a local department and let us feed them a great meal. Compliments of Grill Master Tony Stone. Mark Cox here. Visit 971talk.com/contests and nominate someone today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Recently been noticing for about the last year or two that there's warnings on TV before you watch a movie. It says something, it'll say something like involves violence, smoking, alcohol, language. There was one that was about fear. I have to ask you, what the hell is that crap all about? Kind of leads me into where I know you're all thinking this has nothing to do with heating and air conditioning, but it actually does. Point I'm trying to make, I'm looking for customers that need their furnace or air conditioner fixed, that they don't want to be bamboozled, scammed, or lied to. If you're that way, you are definitely my customer. I will shoot you straight. Call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or you can do the internet thing. It's bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I, and of course,
In 2023, Major League Baseball is getting some fan-powered updates. You spoke, MLB listened. And this season, you'll be getting a faster pace of play with the pitch timer, more balls in play from shift restrictions, and more action on the base paths from some of your favorite athletes due to bigger bases. Tried and tested in the minors, these new rules are bringing extra excitement to the game you love.
Unbelievable!
Learn more at MLB.com/rules.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us! That's right! Gotta love this American ride!
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. We are grateful that you are here with us this afternoon. A reminder, you can stream the Annie Frey Show and 97.1 anywhere you go, anywhere in the country, just by pulling up the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Real quick, I want to highlight the YouTube live chat poll question here, and we'll go around the room. We did this last week. There was some conversation that came from it that I thought might make it good to bring in all of you into this conversation. So if you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel where we are streaming live, say hello to you there. And in the live chat portion, you need to tell us, this is very important, cookies, cakes, or pies. Hannah?
I'm definitely a cookie girl. Chocolate chips with chocolate chips.
Don't look at me like that.
I love sugar cookies. I love those cookies they sell at the store that I guess are sugar cookies.
Loft
They're
House
super
cookies.
soft.
With the really colorful icing on top?
Yep, and the
There's
sprinkles.
There's something weird about those.
I know. People either love them or hate them, and I love them.
Do you like Loft House cookies?
Is that
what they're called?
I think
they're
that's
like
the
the sugar cookie with the thick icing on?
Yeah, just what you, yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
Super soft.
Ryan?
No.
You won't eat them?
I don't know that I would.
If I brought you a container of those, you would not even open it.
I don't think so.
Yes,
I dislike them that much.
They would
I don't
be
like
sitting
sugar
in his
cookies,
office.
and I really don't like the ones with the hard icing on top.
Crunchy or soft cookies?
Definitely soft. Barely cooked.
Depends on the type of cookie.
Oh.
So like I would rather have
shocking.
I would rather have a crunchy store-bought cookie, soft homemade cookie.
Soft. Always soft.
You said soft almost like cookie dough or cookies?
Cookie dough.
Oh, cookie dough.
No, cookies, but
what's wrong
soft.
with
What, are you agreeing with me or Hannah?
you? Not you. No.
So you want cookie dough?
I will make cookies and I will eat my share in cookie dough and then I will never even eat a cookie.
Well, I understand that because it's very tempting while it's happening. But if I had the choice between the two.
I don't eat the cookie dough because it's tempting while it's happening. I do it because I prefer my consumption of the cookie product dough form.
What's the best ice cream? It's not cookies and cream. It's chocolate chip cookie dough.
No, vanilla.
Mm-mm.
What's your favorite cookie dough to eat? Chocolate chip?
That seems to be like what is most out there.
I like to eat the cookie dough of those pre-made cookies that have the little
the shape in
pictures
them?
on them.
The break and bake ones?
Yes.
Yes.
They'll
Gross.
have
Those are
like
awesome.
the Halloween ones
I'm
and
with
the
Ryan on this
Christmas
one.
ones. I like to eat that.
Wait. It's not gross.
it's a
totally not preferred.
It's sugar cookies, right?
Yeah, they're sugar
Yeah.
cookies.
No, I love those. I remember whenever it was like in a roll and you had to slice them. It wasn't the
It
break
still
and bake,
is.
but-
Yeah,
You can
they
still do
have
that.
those.
You can also take that and roll it out and make your own shapes.
Ooh.
You're talking about the ones with the Christmas trees and the pumpkins in them.
Yeah.
They're breaking.
Blah.
That's breaking.
Those are I really would not even eat those if they were sitting out on the counter.
You're kidding.
No, I don't
As
like those at
cookies?
all. Yeah, as cookies.
I'm making some next week and bringing them in.
I'm so excited for
Go
this.
ahead. You'll
Ryan's
see.
like, I'll turn my nose up at them.
Cookies, cakes, or pies, Brad?
Cookies.
Okay, we know a lot about how you like cookies.
Yep.
What about you, Ryan?
Pie.
What kind of pie? Last time you
Something.
started talking about lemon meringue, we had to give you some space.
cut it off.
Yeah, well, I'm about to do it again, so maybe
Yeah,
I'll just switch
go for
gears
it.
here. Anything with a very fluffy meringue that's been whipped to death. I want it big. And I also like anything with a kind of a pudding as the base. So, yeah, we're talking about lemon meringues. We're talking about chocolate pies.
Coconut cream?
Coconut cream I probably can do, but I don't like the coconut shavings on it. That ruins the texture for me. So if there's some sort of like coconutty base that's puddingy, I'll do that. Maybe even a key lime. Shoot, why not?
So weird.
Dirk says Brad likes sugar cookies without the sugar.
No, he likes sugar cookies without the cookie. Just the sugar.
Just the sugar.
Do you like pumpkin pie?
I don't dislike pumpkin pie. I don't prefer it.
There's a time and place.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to those results at 2:45. I don't know. Do you want to read anybody's reactions and comments so far on the cookies, cake, or pie? Nobody's saying cake. I asked my dad this the other day, and he said cake. And I looked at him like,
really?
I didn't know one of you existed.
You know, the only way
and
that
I haven't
could
looked at the results right now. Cake could be winning.
Cake making a comeback, if they are indeed behind based on our comments, is if you include really top-notch cupcakes. Because really good cupcakes.
What's a brownie?
They can do it for me. I don't know. Brownie's a different category.
I know. But brownie is, it would have to go in the, well, I feel like you can have a brownie that resembles a soft cookie, and you can have a brownie that resembles a cake. I don't want a cakey brownie. Like, I will pass on a cakey, fluffy brownie. It needs to basically be uncooked.
Which brownie is the best? Like one from the middle or the corner?
I will bake the brownies for the family, and I will have one brownie, and I cut it directly out of the center.
Yeah.
I like the corner brownie.
I don't not like the corner brownies, but again, I make my choice early on, and I commit
first.
And then I'm
All
done.
right, we have a question coming in about the poll. How about cookie cake?
That's a cookie.
That's cookie. Done. Next question.
She said she answered cake. Scooter says that he voted for pie. There's more options: fruit, vegetables, and protein.
You just ruined the poll, Scooter.
Vegetable pie?
This was supposed to be a happy, everybody comes together poll, and Scooter ruined it.
Pot pie.
I guess
shepherd's pie.
That's
pie.
true.
No, but it is delicious, but that's nobody was thinking that. Nobody was thinking that, Scooter. Now we're thinking about peas and pie.
Well, Info Dude says, I approached the poll as if it was all that you could have. Decided there was a bigger variety of cookies, but pies would be a second choice considering a pizza and chicken pot pie.
Come on now.
This was not just Scooter. Multiple people were going in on the pizza
Info
thing.
Dude on YouTube, you're ruining it for me. You were in collusion with Scooter, and I will impeach you.
Mark Reed says that he voted cake, but there needs to be a cheese.
Is cheesecake a cake or a pie? Because I would say cheesecake is actually a pie.
Ooh.
See, I was going to ask that earlier. That's a great question.
Because cheesecake is very high on my list.
Cheesecake, man, I don't know. I'd almost go pie. I mean, cake. Because it says cake in the title.
I would go pie because it's very similar in consistency to like a key lime or a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
I think cheese
with a crust.
But does all cheesecake have the crust that goes up on the side?
I don't know. No.
Not all cheesecakes are created equal.
But all cheesecakes, do all cheesecakes have a crust, right?
Yeah.
At the
a
bottom,
graham cracker
for sure.
crust. Man, cheesecake isn't cake. We've broken new ground.
Yes.
What if it's baked?
Let's for now call it cheese pie.
Does it? No. Ew. Does it matter how it's baked? If it's in a circle, is it more like a pie? If it's in a pan, is it more like a cake?
No. Because if you could make a pumpkin pie filling on a graham cracker crust or whatever, it's still going to be pumpkin pie.
Yeah, but people don't really do that. And they do that with cheesecake.
Do they?
Yeah. I grew up eating cheesecake in a pan.
If you make a pie in a cake pan, is it a cake or a pie?
So what makes it a cake?
I like
makes
this.
it a pie?
Ooh,
apparently
man.
it's shape.
That's a good question.
I need to know if cheesecake is a cake or a pie.
Let's ask Steve, our boss.
OG Thor says, poll question answer. Yes.
False. You can't do that. That doesn't count. I need you to choose.
We need to know what you voted.
I don't want to look at the results. Can you look at the results and tell? I don't want to know what they are. I want to know if it's close or if somebody's running away with this.
Let me get them up really quick. La 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 la. Ryan, fill in for me.
La 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 la. This isn't Hannah.
Oh, they are close.
Close.
Like
so.
Close.
So your vote could come in here and make a huge difference.
Yes.
And our decision on whether a cheesecake is a cake or a pie, or a brownie is a cake, or maybe even a cookie.
Dirk said it's a pake.
It's a pake.
And Hunter says team tart.
Cookie, cake, or pie, go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and vote. Have you noticed outside of, we have in various capacities here always had to be at work or doing work through the pandemic. There was no go home and stop doing work. Brian, you broadcasted from home. I broadcasted from home. Brad, you weren't here during COVID. And when you came in was my first time post-COVID, post-maternity leave, back in the studio.
And I was in high school.
And you were in high school, not going to class.
Yeah.
Being at home. Did you graduate high school remote?
Yeah, I did.
Tell me where COVID and the lockdowns and stuff fit into your life. What did you miss?
I missed my senior spring break trip, which could be the most disappointing thing. I missed graduation. I missed senior prom. I missed my entire freshman year of college. Was all remote. I missed a ton.
That's so awful. I literally last night woke up at 2:30 in the morning because I had a dream that I was back in school and I had registered for classes, but nobody had given me my class. This is how these dreams go. Nobody had given me my schedule for the day. I had a locker. I was putting a book bag in the locker. And basically, this is a reiteration of the dream where I went to one school my freshman year, transferred to Edwardsville High School my sophomore year, decided to go back to the Lutheran High School my junior and senior year. I had to sit out a year of sports because I played 3 sports at Edwardsville High School and I transferred back to a small school. Every week, I dream about getting that year back, but I'm always this age that I am now. It's never get to go back and relive your glory days. It's you can have a year of sports, but you're going to be 40. It's not the way the dream is supposed to go. It turns it into a nightmare. But because I'm in my mind and in my soul, there is something that I dramatically missed out on. It lives with me to this day. Do you feel, Hannah, you're a couple years apart from that, but do you feel that you and the people who are your age who missed out on some of these defining things in your youth, is that going to affect you?
I'm not really sure about long term, but I'm definitely always going to look back. If I have kids in the future and they get to go to prom and everything, I'm going to be sad because I never got to do that. So
you had no prom. You never had a prom.
No, junior year, me and all my friends, we got ready for prom. We took pictures for prom, and then we didn't actually go to prom. We just went to dinner instead because we're we'll just go next year. And then next year
that's sad.
Never came around, so we didn't ever get to go. I never went to prom.
That's sad.
I know.
Should we have a prom for her?
I think so.
Should we have a prom day?
We should have an Annie Frey Show prom day.
Not in studio, though, at the Marriott.
Just the 4 of us?
Yeah. We all show up dressed to the nines.
Mm-hmm.
Tuxedos.
Yeah.
Okay. There might be something there.
I think so.
I don't know if it's at the Marriott.
We'll see.
People are right now looking at productivity, and we hear all about people hiring and trying to get good quality workers in, and you don't even get enough applications to fill the jobs and everything. This is another story from Yahoo Finance. This is where do I go to get all of my great finance information. But this is interesting. The CEO says many of his remote workers didn't open their laptops for months.
Wow.
What?
And only the rarest of full-time caregivers can be productive employees.
The rarest of full-time caregivers
can be productive employees. ClearLink CEO James Clark told employees that many remote workers have quietly quit and become so brazen that dozens at his company did not even open their laptops for a month. Clark, who founded the marketing and tech company based in Utah, made the remarks this month while addressing the company's return to office mandate. The company has asked most of its employees in Utah to work from their office 4 days a week. Clark also appeared to laud the work ethic of one employee who he said sold their family dog in order to rise to expectations at work, contrasting it with others who he said quietly quit their positions but are taking a paycheck. In 1 month this year alone, I got data that about 30 of you didn't even open or crack open laptops. And those were all remote employees, including their manager, for a whole month. Many of you have tried to tend your own children, and doing so also manage your demanding work schedules and responsibilities. And while I know you're doing your best, some would say they've even mastered this art. One could also argue that generally this path is neither fair to your employee nor fair to those children.
I'm not going to defend those employees for not opening their laptop once in a month, but the conditions were ripe for it. I mean, we created a condition in which we sent people home and said, no accountability for students, for workers across the board.
Yeah, I remember my wife talking about the frustration she had with students, and I don't understand why I can't see why it wouldn't be any different with adults working. I know for myself, if I had to work remote, I wouldn't get much done. I can't do it. I have to have that. I've gone to the office and this is work time now to do work. I'm not a work from home kind of person. But she talked about like the school program that they had. You know, you didn't have everybody on camera at once and kids would just turn their laptop on or, oh, I'm having some technical difficulties. It's not working. I can't connect. And they were just sleeping in their bed.
They got pretty smart with Zoom and remote work. I feel like, you know, obviously at the beginning of COVID, it was really crazy, but they've gotten pretty smart with it. I think I could work from home just because when I ever first started doing serious work, everything was remote. Or maybe not work, but school work. Like college for me was remote. So I'm used to working online.
Bane. I was born in it.
Raised by it.
Wolves.
What does he say? You think you were created or you mastered the dark or something?
You're asking the wrong guy. Brad's going to know.
You think darkness is your ally.
Yeah.
And then he said something like, what was he say? I was born in it. Raised by it.
Please do more of that.
Why do you have that cup in your hand?
He was ready.
If you know how to use a cup, you can do a Bane voice. If you have a tin cup, you can do an old-timey radio voice.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
What?
Didn't expect that from
That
you,
was
Brett.
I tried to do it with this one, but it was full of water, and I poured it all over my chest.
Show us.
No, thanks.
That's a white T-shirt, Annie. Don't ask them to do that.
Yeah, it's cold in here.
We could tell. Ask me anything when we come back here on the Annie Frey Show. And your important feedback and vote. This is big stuff. This is formative for the future relationship that we have with one another in this country, coming together over that question: cookies, cakes, or pies? On the Annie Frey YouTube channel in the live chat. That conversation and this music makes me want to leave the studio. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
So let's talk about Stuart's American Mortgage. Stewie was just in with us to talk to us about this new implementation of how there are going to be fees assessed to people with certain credit scores. You got to be kidding me. Like when you see this stuff, you go, how is this possible? Well, it's just an example of how ahead of the curve Stewie is at Stuart's American Mortgage, because he was talking to me and to us on this show about this months ago, saying this is what's coming down the line and people need to be prepared for it. When you partner with Stuart's American Mortgage and you talk to him about the bagel loan, you are going to understand quickly how he prioritizes you and your relationship with him to get you the best possible situation for your mortgage refinance. He knows the industry. He knows the business of it. And you are in the very best hands at Stuart's American Mortgage. You can call him or you can text him at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. Reach out to Stuart's American Mortgage today and ask him about the bagel loan. You can Google the bagel loan as well. NMLS number 226715.
Updating your home with James Hardie Siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to maximize your investment. The rising prices on vinyl siding has made Hardie Siding a great alternative. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie Shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free, no-obligation consultation today.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem and they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000. That's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
Hello, I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. I'm so proud that we've helped over 15,000 businesses claim over $5 billion in cash incentives. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to accurately determine eligibility. Innovation Refunds has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google, and your business might be entitled to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Businesses of all types can qualify, including medical, professional, construction, even nonprofits. Please don't miss out on this. Even your doctor would tell you to get an expert second opinion, and we do a lot of work for doctors. Download the Innovation Refunds app now or go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of $26,000 per employee. GetRefunds.com. GetRefunds.com.
If you're thinking about selling your St. Louis area home, you might be overwhelmed by the process, especially in this market. Mark Cox here. I strongly recommend you call and spend 5 minutes getting to know Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria understands you have questions and that selling your home can be stressful. She has mastered the home selling process with her Guaranteed Sold program. It simply states Gloria will sell your home at your agreed to price and time frame, or Gloria will buy it. So what's her secret? Gloria already has the buyers. The fact is your home may already be sold. Let Gloria show you how she nets her home sellers more money and how she sells faster on average. Need more proof? Check out Gloria's 5-star reviews and get moving. Call Gloria Liu today at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Conditions apply. Gloria and the seller must agree on price and possession date.
The Mark Reardon Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Jonathan Lester is talking about net zero.
Used car prices are going to skyrocket. None of this will have any impact on the climate whatsoever.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
I could write a record full of radio songs. Do a bunch of features that my label would love. Do a bunch of features that I don't even like, just to build up the hype. Yeah. I could sell my house and move out to L.A.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show.
Hire 50 people just to give me advice.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Oh God, yeah, sounds like a nightmare if you ask me. Yeah. Went from my bedroom to the big leagues. You know how many times that I was told things wouldn't work but worked out. Having cold feet didn't keep me from success but delayed it some.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Always great to spend a Friday afternoon with you. Beautiful outside. Hope you're enjoying it. And thank you for keeping the Annie Frey Show with you this afternoon. It's time for Ask Me Anything.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth!
All right, first question that we have is from Brad. He asked us, what is a phobia that you have?
This is from our Brad?
This is from our Brad.
You're asking Brad's questions now? What?
Apparently.
Okay.
So what are your phobias?
What's yours?
Mine is called acrophobia. Acrophobia. It's the fear of heights. If I'm out, like, it's not just being high, it's being out exposed. So if, like, I'm on top of a building rather than inside of a high building.
Oh.
Is that agoraphobia?
No, that's the outside.
Acro, A-C-R-O-P-H-O-B.
Fear of outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah, fear of heights.
What about you, Brad? Or Ryan?
I don't know that there's a name for it, but I get pretty frantic when I am out of control, when I don't have control over something. That's
we know. Just kidding.
Anywho,
I am getting really mad right now.
mine's spiders. Everybody knows that. I'm also claustrophobic.
I don't like that
that's
either.
That's what mine is claustrophobia. I get scared when I'm crammed in. Next question we have is, what is the best relationship advice that you can give to somebody?
Ryan?
Buy your wife flowers.
Why did you take the biggest inhale, deep breath in, and close your eyes and lean back in your chair?
I was really trying to think, should I give real advice or should I give fake advice? I will give real advice. When somebody walked up to me at my wedding, it's the only piece of advice I got at my wedding. But a guy walked up to me and he said, "Hey, I know you're busy. I know this is a big day. I'm going to give you one piece of advice." And I've always remembered it because I thought it was great. And it was the only thing anybody said to me that was that serious that day.
What about your wife's vows?
That was fine. We did that. We got done with that. Check the box. What he said was, when you fight, consider that you're now fighting against yourself because you're one flesh. So
that's pretty good.
You're not, you can't win an argument essentially because you're just fighting yourself.
So you don't argue?
Wow. I'm not saying we never argue, but I've always remembered
to just shut up.
Ultimately, the goal here is not that I win. It's to find a solution to whatever's happening.
Brad, Pastor?
So my advice is always to be the kind of person that the person of your dreams would want to marry.
Ooh, that's just like me.
So you imagine...
He took the words right out of my mouth. I didn't even have to...
So you imagine who your dream
somebody.
Individual is.
So what you're saying is you are the person of Terry's dreams.
No, I didn't give her that advice.
I just want you to know. It's important for you to understand.
We got married.
I am the man of your dreams.
We got married, and then I told her that, and then she was upset with me for telling her that.
But you waited till after the
box I'm not
was
a
checked,
fool.
to use a phrase from Ryan Williams.
Yeah, I'm not a fool.
Elaborate. Tell us more.
So you want to try to be the kind of person that the person of your dreams would marry. This goes for if you're married already, be the best you that you can be there, and give that of yourself to the person that you are married to or planning on marrying.
My best relationship advice I could give is just to be completely open, honest, and transparent with your partner. I'll leave it at that.
Doing it again.
Doing it.
I know.
Doing it well.
My microphone is not working great. The thing that is the most impactful to me in my marriage, I don't really have advice to give to people, but I'll tell you a lesson that I learned, which was based, I've told this story before, it's based on a Facebook post that I read. That's one of those things that gets shared around, which I normally think are incredibly dumb. I'm just going to put that out there. And I don't share it. I don't share these things on Facebook, but I will share it with you. And that is a woman was writing a story or telling a story about her husband who she lost to an aneurysm, just gone dead one day, dropped dead, died. But she was talking about how she would get so frustrated that he would never put his socks in the hamper, and that his socks would be laying on the floor next to the hamper, but the socks would never make it into the hamper. And it would frustrate her to no end, and they'd get in arguments over the socks not being in the hamper, when it was almost always because something else was frustrating their relationship, and the sock in the hamper not in the hamper would be the thing that would set everything off. He drops dead, and she would do nothing. There's nothing she wouldn't do to see the socks sitting next to the hamper today. And she thought about all of the things that were her proverbial socks not in the hamper, that it's not the same thing. Your faults and your significant other's faults are very often very different from one another, and you have to put up with them, whatever your socks are and whatever your significant other's socks are. What you realize is that in marriage, your job is to help get that sock into the hamper, because it's not their strong suit. If it is your strong suit, apply your strong suit to their weak suit. They will do the same to you. And it's not puppies and sunshine. It's not about being easy. It's actually pretty hard. But if you love them, put the sock in the hamper for them. So
that's good advice. Libby asked, what are you guys looking forward to this weekend? Ryan, have anything you're looking forward to?
Just good weather. I think I'm looking forward to spending some terrific time with my kids and my family, going to sports and doing the exact same thing as I do every other weekend.
Brad?
This is going to sound really silly, but I'm looking forward to mowing the grass at the church. It's just something that takes a couple hours for me to do.
Relaxing?
And it just, it's very cathartic. It just is very relaxing for me.
Annie?
Baseball and having a Saturday off on a nice weekend. I think I'm going to go to the Diamond Shops estate sale event. I think they're open from 10 to 5. but might see you there on Saturday if you go.
Ooh, I am looking forward to, what do I have this weekend? I have a photo shoot tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I am going out with some gym friends on Saturday night. Looking forward to that as well. Info Dude asks, donuts, tarts, ice cream, or pudding? A dessert question. Donuts, tarts, ice cream, or pudding?
You can't hijack our poll. Donuts.
Ooh, man. I'm going to go pudding.
I have a... Okay, wait. Yeah.
Ice cream.
Ice cream easily.
I have a Ask Me Anything here. What is the best outdoor activity you resume when it gets warm?
The best outdoor activity.
Ooh. Yours might be cutting grass.
It's up there. I still think it's going to a baseball game.
Mine's poolside.
I was going to say probably swimming. We're not there yet, but it's coming.
The family pool is going to be opening in a few days.
Ooh, I'll be out there whether you're out there or not.
I still have that CDR.
Wow. I know.
Ooh.
I hope my skills have not deteriorated over the last year.
It's a
he's copping out.
A long time ago, but important story on the Andy Frey Show is the question was, if you could break a Guinness Book World Record, what would it be? And Ryan was incredibly confident in
being able to stand on a raft longer than anybody else.
in a pool, not just
in a pool, not on the ground.
You just got some really, really great resolve and commitment. So
I could lay in one for a long time.
How long do you think you could stand on a raft balancing in a pool? And a CDR is a circular donut.
Circular donut raft. Yeah. So we just
which is what you defined as the kind of raft that you could balance on.
I don't know what the Guinness Book of World Records is on this, but I'm going to put my over-under at about 4.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes without falling off of the CDR.
That's a whole commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
We could try it.
I think, yeah. Yeah, let's broadcast remote.
Would you like to do a live remote from my parents' poolside?
Would I like to do a remote from a poolside? Yes, especially your parents' poolside. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. Ryan, did you have any questions?
The one that I put up today, I asked before the show, and my answer has changed during the show, but it's what is the most genuinely surprising news in the political realm for you right now, or something that you just are genuinely shocked at the way it's being handled?
What's yours?
It's this mortgage thing. I had some, please don't go back and look in the break at my lip reading, because I had some choice words. I was talking to Hannah.
First time I've ever heard Wiggins cuss. I was a little startled.
Very upset by the choice to penalize me for having good credit and working for it my whole freaking life.
Socialism's not your jam?
And then to benefit people who have made poor decisions.
They're not just punishing you.
They're not just punishing me. They are taking from me, who've worked very hard for a long time to get to where I am financially to be able to buy real estate, and giving my hard work away to people who did not earn it at all.
Ryan, I'm going to need you to stop calling it hard work and start calling it privilege.
Yeah, thank you.
What was your story before this one?
It was just crime and the border. You know, kind of a tie between the two, although I guess there's the link between the two, too. The fact that it's not being addressed.
I don't really look at, to me, this is a pet peeve of mine. When I am listening to people who do what I do, or Fox News or whatever, and seeing some of the biggest hosts and some of the people who are, you know, the little folk like me who are like, can you believe that Joe Biden is, it's like, yes. If you're shocked about this now, what are you doing? And pulling your hair out, like the idea that the things that this president and this administration and this Democrat Party want to do with this country there is no intersection of like-minded policies or initiatives. I don't think there's any cross-section between what I think that should happen for the country and what the people on the far left who are in charge right now want to have happen for the country. So, of course, it's enraging that these policies, like the mortgage thing, that if you missed it, you definitely want to go back and listen to Stewie, who was with us at 1225, lay out what this administration is doing now to punish. The higher your credit score, the more likely you are going to have to pay more on your mortgage rates, and they're going to take that money that you pay more so that they can subsidize people who have bad credit scores so that they too can access mortgages. That's literally happening.
And it's not a little bit either. It is like it is a huge. It's like a full percentage point.
Well, it could be, but Stewie was saying it's a $50 to $100 a month.
Yes.
Which I said is another bill.
Yeah,
yes, that's another whole payment a year that you're there. That the government's just peeing into oblivion.
I think the thing you said that is the most surprising, I'm going to say that I don't really feel like I'm being surprised by things, but there are things that are more enraging to me. And that is the boldness with which this administration, specifically this White House, will completely hypocritically elevate whatever portion of any story they feel is politically advantageous and just crap over anybody else who's in the way. And they know it. You say, how can they not see how they're doing the same thing that they hate? They know it. They just get away with it. So it has enraged me. And the Nashville shooting, you go in and shoot up a school and murder Christian kids in a classroom. Nobody is out marching for these Christians.
No.
That I mean, like, I've taken the pitch on talking that because it makes me so mad that I'm kind of concerned about how I would deliver that message.
Well, it's not just that nobody's marching for these, but they've actively flipped it and made the aggressor the victim in that situation. So there's nothing. I am not of the mindset that every transgender person is going to go shoot up a Christian school.
Obviously.
I'm not of that mind, but it is so important to the people on the left and the people in that ilk to point out that transgender people are under attack when a transgender person shot children.
Is attacking.
Right. It's not about them right now.
Well, and the issue is that when you play by their rules and you have a troubled white young male, that is always the lead story. And I could go into this. We've had these shootings of people who have shown up on property that wasn't there. It's kind of a weird collection of stories. One of them was this young black. Was he Kansas? Let's see.
Kansas City, I think.
2 cheerleaders in Texas were shot after entering the wrong car in a parking lot. A woman in New York was killed, white woman, after entering the wrong driveway. And a 16-year-old, that was the black 16-year-old who was shot and was not killed in Missouri after he rang the doorbell on the wrong home. So these are all things that took place. But there's this other story, and I'm going to read it to you from ABC News. The 24-year-old man accused of shooting a 6-year-old girl, her parents, and another neighbor after a basketball rolled into his yard in North Carolina is now in police custody. Robert Singletary appeared in court on Friday. This guy has a history of violence. Neighbors told ABC News Charlotte affiliate WSOC that the shooting on Tuesday started when a basketball rolled into Singletary's yard from a group of local children playing basketball in the street. Singletary allegedly fired a gun at a neighbor before approaching a father and daughter. William James White and 6-year-old Kinsley White were both seriously wounded. One woman was grazed by a bullet and a second man was shot at but not injured. William White remains in serious condition. Family members said William White tried to draw gunfire towards himself to protect his family as Singletary unloaded an entire magazine toward his neighbor. Singletary is charged with 4 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon. In December, Singletary was separately charged with assaulting his girlfriend with a mini sledgehammer, leading her to bleed profusely from the back of the head and forcing her inside an apartment for 2 hours. The police said that the victim further stated that Singletary told her that she could not leave until she had cleaned up all of the evidence from the assault. This is a man who in December beat his girlfriend with a sledgehammer. This man is a criminal. He is a violent criminal. He has no business being out and about civilized society because he is uncivilized. And he's shooting up a family because a basketball rolled into his yard. Doesn't matter what the skin colors of the people involved in this. I'm not going to say them on here, but you can go research it yourself. Because in the other instances, that 16-year-old boy, that's the story that everybody has heard of. That white girl who was shot in the driveway. Have you looked up the races on that? And do we care? Does it matter? Like, that's the stuff that enrages me.
Yes. It's amazing how easily people just are manipulated by the use of language. That you can just say things a certain way and they'll just go, oh, okay, well, that's what I believe then.
And the frustration that the media, the responsibility and the role the media has in this, because some of these stories you've heard of, some of them you haven't. And then when you look at the story that you did hear about and compare it to the details of the stories that you don't hear about, you go, why is that? And that's where I say it doesn't surprise me. It enrages me because I know the answer to that question. It's very frustrating. Let's take a quick break. The Annie Frey YouTube poll rages on. Which do you pick? Cookies, cakes, or pies? And a sub-poll question, which I wish we could run here, is cheesecake a cake or a pie? I say it's a pie. Did you come down on cake? Just because?
I came down on cake.
Pie.
Just because you said
pie.
I'm right.
3 out of 4 radio show hosts say it is a pie. What do you think? You have to leave that in the comments, but vote for cookie, cakes, or pies right there in the Annie Frey live chat portion of today's live broadcast. We'll be back with more Annie Frey Show in a minute. Don't go away.
You know how many times that I was told things.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
I used to be the guy who killed to get it number 1. I had to hear that song's a hit before I thought it was, but nowadays I don't really give a what. Oh God.
So let's talk about Stay Home Medical and how that is urgent care that comes to you. This is a wonderful asset to have. And what would the odds be that you're like in this moment right now needing urgent care? Maybe you don't need it right now, but you might need it in the future. With my family of 6, you can need it at any time. This is why I want to encourage you to get your phone out or a pen out and jot this phone number down so you can save it for when you do need this superior care. 314-944-3003. 314-944-3003. StayHomeMedical.com. This is urgent care that comes to you. These are nurse practitioners who work under a collaborating physician to make sure that you get that urgent care that you need. For infections that you might feel like you have bronchitis, you need an antibiotic, even for lab services. Stay Home Medical offers mobile phlebotomy services. Doctor visit that you've had and they say you need to go get your lab work done. Who's got the time for that? Have Stay Home Medical come to you and provide that lab work for you so that it's done at your convenience. It's affordable. It's something that you have an access to that other people may not be thinking about this. It's convenient, and it's a phone call away. 314-944-3003, stayhomemedical.com.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1, find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2, have a plan to get there. Step 3, make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all 3 with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
There are a lot of smart business people out there making smart decisions by getting Rhino Shield. The latest one, the Central Illinois Care Services, they have decided to go with Rhino Shield on the outside of their building so they won't have to worry about maintenance from now on. The list is long. Joe's Tire out in Sullivan, Stonehill Wineries in Herman. They've all got Rhino Shield on their buildings. You can have it on your business or your house. Just call 877-25-RHINO. Let Darren come out and give you a free estimate as to what it would cost to get this great product on your home. 25-year transferable warranty, 100% waterproof, 8 to 10 times thicker than paint, and as a satisfied customer, 15 years in, I can tell you it looks as good as the day they put it on. You're going to love Rhino Shield. Call them right now. Tell them you heard about it on the Mark Cox Morning Show. Again, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25RHINO.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsl.honorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
the voice for hardworking, free-thinking Americans.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You cry all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Appreciate you spending some of this beautiful afternoon with us. What's your favorite season of the year, Brad?
I'm going to say summer. It has to be summer.
Fall.
Easily summer.
Summer. I think it kind of gets set up as a child. You just kind of like summer because it doesn't involve school, and that never goes away. I've had 3 maternity leaves that have been planned to be over summer. It's just wonderful. To me, it's like everyone's like, oh, Friday's the best day of the week. It's like, no, it's not. Friday's the day before Saturday. But you really want it Saturday. And summer is, like, spring is exciting because summer is near. That's the way I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Why fall?
Well, because the hot weather, I think it's because pretty much from the time I was 15 or 16 through the time I was out of college, I worked at golf courses, and it was so blisteringly hot, and you worked so much more in the summer, obviously because it's golf course and you're off school, that I almost dreaded it because I knew I was just going to be sweating for 3 months. Although I did make more money in the summer.
Would you have it hot or cold?
Cold.
Ooh.
Brad?
I'd rather be hot. I'm trying to fix your mic.
We can do that later.
Okay.
So it's going to be someone else's problem here in an hour and 8 minutes.
That's true. I would rather be hot, sweating, and gross.
Ryan, cold and gross?
Yeah, I'd rather be cold and gross or hot and sexy. I think I'm
Is that implied?
I'm going to choose the latter.
Is that implied?
Ryan, I don't think that's even on the tape for you.
No, it is. I actually don't sweat. I was told by lots of people when I was younger that I glisten. Yeah, I don't sweat. I glisten.
I'm going with cold. I'd rather be cold.
Really?
When I get hot, I feel like I'm going to pass out, and it's not good.
I got bad news for you. Florida's going to be hot.
Oh, no. I didn't know this.
I'm excited about this.
Shocked. I'm feeling it's going to be perfect.
15 days.
15 days?
15 days. Are you prepared?
I know what I'm going to wear.
Ryan, what are you going to wear to Disney World?
Compression shorts?
Yeah.
I told him, man, it's going to be hot and sweaty. And if anything's rubbing on anything.
I bought them online.
We had this conversation in his office the other day. He's like, he didn't realize that what compression shorts actually were. I know you had mentioned
I thought they were shorts.
Like just short
You
shorts.
should have just told him to get some like booty shorts. Here,
I'm gonna
wear these. These will help.
I'm gonna wear some young female
He's
yoga
got
pants.
this little tiny jar of Vaseline on
I
his
know
desk.
What?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
And he pointed to that. And he's like,
this is true.
He's like,
Yeah,
pro
it's still
tip.
there if you want to go see it right now.
He's like, pro tip.
What is the? I don't.
If you get any rashes.
There's still time to abort this conversation. I don't want to know.
No, this was
He talked to
all
me
real.
about this too.
And I'm like,
did you follow it up with HR?
It's a conversation piece.
I said, I'm just going to wear compression shorts. And he's like, do those actually help with that?
I didn't know what compression shorts were. I thought they were shorts.
Okay, let's walk through this.
Okay.
Mental exercise. We say, Ryan, you might want to consider some compression shorts. In my family, it's like sliding shorts that are also worn during baseball. But you just hear compression shorts and you're like, okay, I guess this is a thing. What do you, in your mind, without any other knowledge, glean from the idea of what compression shorts might be? What's being done?
Super tight pants. That's all I thought they were. I didn't know you wear stuff over them. I thought you're just wearing stuff that's just going to ripple through your whatever.
So were you imagining like Jared was walking around Disney in super tight pants?
I don't know that I put it together that you guys were wearing them to Disney or out in public. I just assumed
we
they were.
literally said that when you're walking around like 30,000 steps from like maybe before sunup to well past sundown in the hot, humid Florida heat, that you need to wear compression shorts at Disney.
I just went one ear out the other. I didn't know what it was.
Gosh, let me sit here for a second and imagine what that would be like.
And plus, what I'm picturing is a little bit looser of those biker pants.
Why would they be looser?
Because I thought you guys had some
compression.
dignity. I thought if you guys are wearing them, they must not be that tight. But they just didn't sound like they were for me.
No,
and now
Jared
I understand
just wears
that they are.
just the compression shorts and a t-shirt. And
Does
so
he tuck it in?
If the what? The shirt.
You let it just kind of hang out.
We get the Disney shirts, and he tucks them in his compression shorts. So if you do that around Disney, you and Jared will just look exactly like it. So it'll be totally normal.
I also noticed
people
when
are
I was
like, we saw one of those people that they talk about at Disney. It's going to be Ryan Wiggins.
not only were they tight, they were like a size too small. I saw online that they sell for men now compression shorts that go into pants, and they come up to about your chest now. So they tuck in your belly.
What are you looking at?
It's like a compression suit. I'm like, wow. You mean I could eat whatever I want forever and just sort of compress it in? Yeah, it's a girdle. That's pretty much what it was. I was thinking about getting one.
Are you wearing one right now?
I can't tell you.
We can tell.
Do I look that good? Do I glisten?
Yeah.
It's just that it looks like your head's about to pop.
Did you buy compression shorts?
Yeah, I did. I bought 3 pair.
Did you buy them so they were going to be loose?
No, I don't know what they are. They were in...
It's really important for you to understand that you don't wear anything on top of them. Just the compression shorts and a t-shirt.
Done.
Like a sleeveless t-shirt.
Okay, I will do that based on your recommendation.
Now would be a great time to tell you to subscribe to our social media so that you can see everything that goes down in 15 days when we go take our 5-year anniversary trip to Disney World. When we come back, X's and O's with D to the C and Princess Storm. Don't go away.
If you're a business owner, are you feeling the pressures of running your business? There's a limit to what you can do and still keep employees engaged. Insperity brings 30-plus years of HR experience to help you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance while giving your employees competitive benefit options. You're able to focus on other priorities. Your employees can thrive and your business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Full service HR, employee benefits, HR technology. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
I'm Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. As the state's chief legal officer, I will enforce the laws as written. And I will hold accountable those who violate state and federal law by knowingly hiring unauthorized workers. By paying lower wages and avoiding taxes, businesses using unauthorized workers put honest ones at a competitive disadvantage. Report businesses that employ unauthorized workers at ago.mo.gov.
Brought to you by the Missouri Department of Labor and Industrial Relations.
So let's talk about Michael's Flooring Outlet and the flooring options that you have when you shop at this St. Louis owned and operated family business. They have 3 conveniently located spots for you to shop. You can also go online to igotfloor.com. St. Charles County, West County, and Darien Prairie. Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation is going to be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give their clients all of their attention, their personal service, and they also will entertain your kids and everything while you're there. So it's a very comfortable, warm welcome into your house. They understand that when they come do a project for you, that they are in your home, and they attend to that with all of the due diligence and respect that you would expect them to. If you are looking for carpeting, I want you to know that the Smart Strand line, the Mohawk Smart Strand line, is there at Michael's Flooring Outlet, and all of the different types of looks and finishes that you would want on those hardwood types of floors as well, available for your shopping needs. Great value, great quality, and the best in customer sales. You can find them online at igotfloor.com.
If you're looking at new windows for your house, choose wisely. Mark Cox here for my friends at Window World. You want to go with a company you can trust. Ranked #1 in the number of windows sold in the country. That's according to Qualified Remodeler magazine. In just over 20 years in business, they've improved the look and obviously the thermal efficiency of over 70,000 customers in St. Louis. They're going to give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts and the glass breakage and the labor. It's a good product. Call them at 314-993-1800 for your free estimate. That's 314-993-1800. Window World won the Good Housekeeping Seal of Approval. That's not easy. They rely on the expertise of their in-house engineers and their analysts and their product experts to give that seal of approval. That should matter to you as well. Call for your free estimate right now. Simply the best for less at Window World. 314-993-1800. WindowWorld.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The White House says it's prepared for another Supreme Court ruling on abortion.
I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The justices have set a deadline for tonight, extended from Wednesday, to weigh in on whether a common abortion pill should remain widely available.
The Supreme Court is expected to rule on whether new restrictions will go into effect on mifepristone, one of two widely used abortion medications, considering a ruling by a lower court to suspend the Food and Drug Administration's approval of the drug, tightening restrictions, including requiring doctor's visits, no longer allowing it to be available by mail, and only approving it for use up to 7 weeks of pregnancy instead of 10.
Fox's Christine Goodwin, this nearly a year after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The White House says it's prepared for a long legal battle over the abortion pill, if need be. President Biden creating a new Office of Environmental Justice as part of an executive order.
There's still a lot we don't know about the cumulative impacts of pollution on people's health. We need to learn more so we can serve those communities better.
This while criticizing Republican proposals to repeal some of his climate initiatives as part of spending cuts. America's top diplomat urging both sides to stick to a ceasefire in Sudan, where days of fighting have left residents and American personnel sheltering.
The State Department confirmed a private U.S. citizen was killed as fighting escalates between two rival Sudanese generals over control of the country. The American was not working with the U.S. government and was not located with U.S. diplomats and security personnel who are hunkered down at the U.S. Embassy. Other Americans remain trapped at a nearby hotel. The Pentagon has begun moving additional forces to a U.S. naval base in nearby Djibouti for a potential evacuation mission.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. Secretary of State Antony Blinken just confirming he has spoken with the two Sudanese generals. America is listening to Fox News.
Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick the precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today and learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Cooler times with a northwest flow across the area this afternoon with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Let's call it 65 for the high today. Maybe a spot shower, but tough to find. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, a quick drop into the 50s, and a cold 39 for the overnight low. Saturday, partly to mostly sunny skies, chilly, windy 52. Sunday, sunny and 58. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Diamonds Direct's biggest sale all year is going on now with an extra 20% savings, an expanded selection, in-store designer appearances, and special financing. Imagine 20% off Diamonds Direct's already value prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who've flown in with all new collections for spring. It's the most exciting event all year with extreme savings and exceptional value. Don't miss this once-a-year jewelry extravaganza. Details, showroom hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
If you're experiencing a spring hiring rush, then you need Indeed. Their powerful all-in-one hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Want to find your next great hire? Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Free speech has a home. 97.1 FM Talk.
Your home for conservative talk.
One of the only places where conservative ideas aren't shut out of the conversation.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Left up, left right, gotta love this American ride. Hey, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio. I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Appreciate your time with us this afternoon. We have some very good guests here in studio with us. Our friends D to the C and Princess Storm to play X's and O's. Hi. How you guys doing? Hey. Good to see you. Before we get to the X's and O's games, I'm going to ask them to weigh in on a few of the controversial things that have happened today on the Annie Frey Show. The first is our YouTube live chat poll. Princess Storm, I'm going to ask you this first. Cookies, cakes, or pies? Which do you pick? Which is the best? Cookies, cakes, pies.
I'm going to say cookies.
Cookies? Okay, so now when we're talking about cookies, you want a soft cookie or a crunchy cookie?
Soft bake.
Would you prefer a cookie or cookie dough?
Cookie dough.
She's my girl. She got all
Were
those.
you listening?
Yeah. She got all those right.
But do you know what I really prefer?
What?
Donuts.
Donuts. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that too. Okay, so D to the C, cookie, cake, or pie?
Well, just listen to what she said. You might as well just get the cake and call it a day. Soft cookie dough.
No, a cake and a soft cookie.
I mean,
Not the same.
Like, come on, Duncan Hines, let's get it.
Are you picking cake?
I'm picking cake.
I didn't know that. I seriously don't know anybody else who picks cake.
Man, cake is it. I will take a good pie, but cake is it.
So if you're going, if you're getting the best kind of cake, if it's D to C's last piece of cake and it's up to him, what does this piece of cake look like?
It better be moist.
Mm-hmm.
It better just flake off when you put the fork on it. You gotta make love to the cake.
Oh, wow.
That's where I thought this was going. Yeah, thank you.
I wonder if the
And
poll
watch the
results are going to
ratings
be
go
different
up on
now.
cake.
Because he means that
Everybody
literally.
hashtag cake right now.
Didn't know I liked the wrong
Don't
thing.
let your cake around D to the C.
No, it's not going to last very long. Chocolate cake, vanilla cake, red velvet cake.
I'm definitely a chocolate fanatic, but I'll take any kind of cake.
His eyes got real big.
Is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
Pie.
Cheesecake
Yeah.
is
it says it in
a
the title.
type of cake because of the consistency of it.
Thank you.
So what about pumpkin pie?
Just stop it. You're stealing my stuff, Brad. Go back to where you were, Brad. D to C. I need to know this. Let's go back a second. You said that cheesecake is a cake because of the consistency of a cheesecake? Mm-hmm. No. A cheesecake is much more, like if you have a cheesecake and a piece of pumpkin pie, the consistency is much more similar there than a piece of chocolate cake and a cheesecake.
I beg to differ because you have to add cream cheese to the cake.
So it's a pie.
It's not.
What is gooey butter cake then?
That's butter.
That's just death around the corner. That's what that is.
Because I think we're talking about similar consistencies.
That's too much sweetness going on. Wait a minute. Why are you? You know what? I should have known. You know about gooey butter cake. You've been hanging around the Roberts Building too long.
I know about all those things.
All right. Well, let's get to X's and O's today with D to the C and Princess Storm from Hot 104.1. How are things going over on Hot 104.1 and D to the C? When's your show? 96.3?
Sunday through Thursday.
In the evening.
7 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Yeah. Ooh. How things going at 96.3?
Very good.
How things going at Hot 104.1?
Everything's awesome. Ratings are great. Life is good. Sun is shining.
Everything is awesome.
Not on my show. The moon comes out. Sorry.
There you have it. Well, X's and O's is a game we play each week, and it is a summation of news that might have happened during the week or whatever else Ryan Wiggins makes of it. Ryan?
Yeah, and I think this week, now you guys are both veterans of the game, but I'll briefly explain if you're tuning in for the first time. This is a tic-tac-toe board behind our contestants here, numbered 1 through 9. There are corresponding questions for each of those squares. Princess Storm and D to the C we'll say X's and O's in order, just because of the way you're standing next to me. And we'll have, you said Princess Storm has won every single time, right?
I lost once.
Well, you didn't lose to him, though.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, who did I lose to?
St. Jude.
Hayes?
I lost
Or
to
no,
Hayes.
St.
Was it?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're going to...
Either way, I think that means that D to the C actually gets to go first. And so you're trying to create a tic-tac-toe here, although we do fill out the whole board. And the experts are in front of you, Brad, Hannah, and Annie. What? What? You want to go first?
Duh.
Of course you do. I guess we haven't ever really decided whether winning gets you the right, like as in, the golf tee, you get to tee off first, or if you get the loser gets to go
Let's
first.
just pick. And
I think I already picked D to the C.
okay, so let's commence the beginning of this game.
All right, D to C.
We'll take that.
Yeah, let's go.
Which square do you want to start with first?
I'm going to start with 1.
Number 1, and who do you want to answer the question?
Well, since you guys are rapping, let's get MC Oak Ridge over there. Yeah, you thought I wasn't gonna say anything?
Okay,
Huh?
we'll play that in the next segment here.
Okay. All right. First question. These are a little bit tough. There's a few here that are going to be a little bit of a curveball,
Great.
so we'll see how they play out. Number 1, in light of the Masters.
Wait a minute. I'm not stumbling into sound?
No, you didn't.
This is a first.
I know.
Wow.
In light of the Masters, Greg Norman said this week, quote, "I have thick skin, but I'm still surprised by the vitriol, which has been aimed at him for heading up a new golf league as a Saudi Arabian rival to the PGA. What is the name of the rival golf league?" The look on your face suggests that you know exactly what it is.
So not the PGA.
It's the new golf league that is pulling some of the biggest stars in the world into it.
Not PGA. How about National Golf League? NGL.
It's the NGL. Greg Norman is in charge of the NGL.
That's as good as guess as any.
Darn right. D to the C, agree or disagree?
I'm going to disagree.
You would be correct. Does anybody know what the answer is?
I do.
No, it's not that.
Yeah, it's
Me
the
too.
LIV.
It's the LIV. That is correct.
What does
The
that
LIV.
stand for?
It's
a Roman numeral,
Yeah, it's
isn't
the
it?
Roman
Oh.
numeral 54, which would mean birdieing every hole on a typical par 72.
Huh.
All right.
Good trivia.
I like NGL.
You can start
I do
it.
too.
You can have that one. All right, we're on the board. That means D to C is number 1 there. X or O's? You are O's. Okay, Princess Storm.
Number 5.
She already
Center
knows.
square.
Number 5 and Annie.
Yay!
Okay.
I like the center square pick. It happens less often than you think.
It's a strategic pick,
Like it.
and you have. Hey, there she goes.
It's a secret.
You stumbled into sound. So if you want to keep this real low, this is going to be real hard for Annie.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to do this one like Joe.
This is a real clip from the week run through AI software. So it's real quote, but not the real sound. Tell me who said this.
We have 1,000 billionaires in America. Know the average tax rate they pay? 8 EIGH%.
I've never heard that.
Oh, I wish I did, but I should have said it louder. It's Joe Biden.
Agree or disagree?
Agree.
We have 1,000 billionaires in America. Know the average tax rate they pay? 8 EIGH%.
Oh my gosh.
It's just funny. It's one of those things anybody could do, but it was funny. All right.
I don't.
EIGH. EIGH%. I think he said it again after that. I
All
just got it
right,
there.
Princess Storm. There's your ex.
There we go. D to the C. Your turn.
Lucky number 7.
Bottom left.
Number 7. Who's answering?
Brad.
All right. Brad.
Let's do this.
This is a question for you, not one of the girls.
Oh.
IKEA has announced plans to open stores in 8 more U.S. locations, which harkens back to a simpler time when we were all very excited to be getting an IKEA in St. Louis.
I remember that.
Within 1 year, what year did IKEA open in St. Louis?
Oh, gosh.
I think I know this.
I think I know this too.
I don't know this. 2015.
2015, which means you're covering then 2014, 15, and 16 because you get a year. So,
tough question.
Agree
That's a good question.
or disagree?
Okay, I'm going to agree.
That's a smart move. Brad nailed it. It was 2015.
Woohoo! I think I would have guessed like 2012. I would not have known that.
Yeah, it was September 30th of 2015.
That's awesome.
Nice guess.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I go to Brad for all my IKEA news.
That's what I figured. I thought that would be an IKEA or good Brad question.
Yeah.
I was waiting for like meatballs or dollar hot dog or
Swedish
something
meatballs.
like that. What year?
Question is meatballs. Okay. Whose turn is it? Princess Storm's turn.
Number 4. And we're going with Brad.
Number 4.
right.
Man, you guys, you know exactly where you're going before I ask. All right. Brad, again, here we go. The Oakland Athletics baseball team
Glad I didn't get this
organization has purchased a large tract of land in a different city, and speculation is that they're going to build a stadium to follow their NFL counterparts on Exodus from Oakland. What metropolitan area / media market
Just give it away.
is this piece of land
So you're
near?
saying they're bailing on Oakland?
They would theoretically be and moving to a
Okay.
different market.
Yeah, I think this is Las Vegas.
I think this is Las Vegas.
I'm going to say, yeah, the question was beyond long.
We strive to be as brief as possible.
Yeah, I'll shorten it. Oakland A's. Where are they going? Where are they going?
Las Vegas.
Yep, you got it. Good job. She agreed. And she got it. There's some options here now.
Yeah, coming up on a tic-tac-toe.
But it
Pick
does
the right
look
square.
like D to C, I won't say anything. Where do you want to go?
This is
6
as
with
predictable as the sun coming up in the east.
Frey.
That there is a tic-tac-toe potential on the board, and Ryan goes, well, obviously you're going to go and square number 6. Well, I won't say anything to give it away every single week. You pick me?
I did.
For the tic-tac-toe, let's go.
For the block, right?
For the block.
For the block. All right.
Let's double go.
Once again, somehow Annie has.
Squares.
Joe Biden.
And there we go.
Okay.
Moving
Well,
on.
last time.
Okay. This is a real quote from the week, run through AI software. You have to tell me who said this.
This diesel truck that's on its last wheels. Ha 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 ha. I got jokes. And transitioning it to give it 10 more years of its lifespan. Transitioning it to being an electric vehicle.
That sounds like something AI would say.
Yeah, that is
That
AI.
was pretty AI-ish.
Play it again, Sam.
Okay. There you go, ma'am.
This diesel truck that's on its last
Miss.
wheels. Ha 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 ha. I got jokes. And transitioning it to give it 10 more years of its lifespan. Transitioning it to being an electric vehicle.
See, this is strange because my 3 guesses are Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, or Elon Musk.
Ooh. This diesel truck that's on
Those
its
3
last
walk into a
wheels.
bar.
Oh, jeez.
This diesel truck that's on its last wheels. Ha 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 ha. I got jokes.
Pete Buttigieg. I don't like that answer.
Ooh, Pete Buttigieg.
Because the ha 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 is what makes it Kamala Harris. But I don't know that Kamala Harris would be so to say she's got jokes.
girl.
Pete Buttigieg, lock it in.
Okay, we're locking it in. Pete Buttigieg
Ooh.
for the first tic-tac-toe and maybe only tic-tac-toe of the game.
Or block.
Or block. D to C, agree or disagree?
We're going to agree.
That is incorrect.
Were any of my answers right?
Yeah, it was.
This diesel truck that's on its last wheels. I got jokes.
Oh, boy.
There you go.
Should have known.
Yep.
Should have known.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You can write it down.
Sorry.
Oh, I know.
Tic-tac-toe. Oh, okay. You're just taking your
She's
time.
like, I'm going to savor this.
She wants everybody to know she is
There
getting that tic-tac-toe.
Are 4 squares left in the game. We're going to take a quick break right now and resume with Princess Storm from Hot 104.1 and D to the C from our sister station 96.3. Playing X's and O's. There's still room for a D to the C comeback here on Squares, and we're here for it. So stick around. More Annie Frey Show, X's and O's. When we come back, don't go away.
Yeah, you used to call me baby, now
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
You're pushing, I'm pulling away from you. I give and you take, young blood, see you want me.
I want to talk to you about the Diamond Shop event taking place today and tomorrow at the Clayton location. Walking into the Diamond Shop is always such a wonderful experience because there's just so much beauty in there. The pieces that they have already in stock for you, just stunning. And you can also talk to them about custom jewelry needs that you might have. But there's an event, an estate jewelry event at the Diamond Shop today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want more information about it, you can call this number, 314-721-2210, 314-721-2210. They have going to have beautiful jewelry there featuring the Madison Estate Collection. And when you walk in and develop a relationship with the people at the Diamond Shop, it's going to be a relationship you're going to cultivate and build over time. Your budget could be tiny. It could be massive. You could be getting something that is like an engagement ring or a wedding ring, something huge like that. Or Mother's Day is coming up. Maybe you just want a nice set of earrings, something affordable, less than $100, but a nice gift that is going to stand the test of time. The Diamond Shop is there to help you. And I hope to be there tomorrow between 10 and 5 sometime, but Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., this estate jewelry event, you're not going to want to miss it. You can find it online at thediamondshop.net.
Tamara Green, a.k.a. Strawberry, was a beautiful, young, exotic dancer and mother of 3 who was gunned down months after she was connected to a wild party at the Detroit mayor's mansion. The party's rumor, her murderous fact. Who Killed Strawberry is Odyssey's riveting new true crime podcast. 20 years later, Who Killed Strawberry is still a mystery, although there are lots of theories about why she was killed. Was it connected to the party, to a grudge, or to something else? Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Hello, I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. I'm so proud that we've helped over 15,000 businesses claim over $5 billion in cash incentives. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to accurately determine eligibility. Innovation Refunds has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google, and your business might be entitled to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Businesses of all types can qualify, including medical, professional, construction, even nonprofits. Please don't miss out on this. Even your doctor would tell you to get an expert second opinion, and we do a lot of work for doctors. Download the Innovation Refunds app now or go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of $26,000 per employee. Getrefunds.com. GetRefunds.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
97.1 and thousands of music options, plus millions of podcasts are all on the free Odyssey app. Download the app or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 and it comes up automatically. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show.
I was walking down the street the other day, trying to distract myself, but then
Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Trying to play it coy, trying to make it disappear, but just like the Battle of Troy, there's nothing subtle here. In my room there's a king-size space, bigger than it used to be. If you want, you can rent that place. Call me an amenity. Even if it's in my dreams. Ooh,
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I am so happy to be able to tell you that it's Friday afternoon and you're almost done with your work day and the weather looks nice. Is it supposed to rain today? Is it going to rain tonight?
Not, I don't think today. Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, good, because we've got baseball. When's your soccer stuff?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah. Well, there's sports stuff all weekend, but yeah, soccer Friday nights.
So, all right. Well, let's get back to X's and O's. We got Princess Storm and D to the C in studio with us. Ryan, I believe it is
Princess Storm's turn.
Princess Storm's turn.
Woohoo!
I have one thing. Can I be called the winner? Like when I come in?
The winner?
Because you've won in the past, or because we assume you're going to win?
The winner?
Yeah. Okay. Well, winner.
Okay.
You ready to face off against loser?
Yeah.
Okay.
D to the C. Anything to say for yourself?
All right, well, I can call you whatever you want to. Do you want me to call you winner also? It might be confusing, but
yeah. You know what?
Okay.
All right. Keep it up, cream cheese boy.
Oh man.
Hey, look, I'll call you winner. I'll call you winner and also winner.
I see what it's.
Everybody's a winner.
I want to be number 9.
It's not the right station.
Winner number 9.
Square 9.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Right.
Brett. I think
right.
this is your last.
This is my last one.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad. Charges were dropped against Alec Baldwin in the accidental death case from the set of the movie Rust. The question is, will the movie Rust, which stopped filming immediately when that happened, be put to rest? Or are they going to still try to make it? Did they end it, or will this be a movie?
So they're going to make this into a movie.
You seem confident.
Wait. What? They're going to make what?
They're going to finish the movie.
They're going to finish the movie.
Yeah. So Rust was about halfway through shooting when that
Sounded
happened.
like Brad was saying they're going to make a movie about
They're gonna make a
Alec
movie about-
Baldwin
They'll
not
Yeah.
shooting the
They'll
camera
probably
woman.
do that too.
Probably will.
Yes, starring Alec Baldwin
Yeah.
as Alec Baldwin.
Produced by Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
I believe him. You see, I got my marker ready.
Yeah. Well, winner says yes. Winner's right.
Yep. Woohoo!
Good job.
Go winner.
I think he's already. No, I think he's already back on set.
Yeah, they're already
Wow.
shooting now. Yeah. It was like they knew that this was going to happen. They were already ready to
I
go.
don't know how that's possible.
All right.
I do think they overcharged in that though. Anyway.
They overcharged. Oh. I was thinking like money-wise. They overcharged who? Okay, got it. All right. She's dancing because she is winning. D2C, what are you going to do about that?
Going with number 3.
Okay.
Top right.
Number 3.
Womp, womp, womp.
Who is answering this for you?
The MC of the hour.
Okay.
Okay, Hannah. This is the mayor of a major U.S. city talking about his plan to end drug abuse among the homeless. Here's the sound.
What makes sense to get people into treatment? Part of the program are low-dollar gift cards, as an example. But that is part of a philosophy to do the outreach and to develop the relationships such that people realize if they don't change their way, they will die.
Okay, as highlighted on Wiggins America yesterday, which city's mayor is using free gift card handouts to try to end drug abuse?
Ooh.
He's going to make us pay more attention to Wiggins.
I know.
That's
I'm
right.
like, just
That's the goal of this.
San Francisco?
San Francisco. D to the C, do you agree? She kind of said San Francisco. Do you agree or disagree?
And I should know this because I just looked at it too.
Did you?
I did.
Womp.
So you know the story.
I do.
Can you remember the city that's going to be handing out gift cards?
I just don't think it's San Francisco though. I'm going to disagree.
Good instinct.
Oh, what was it?
It was Seattle.
Oh!
It was Seattle. So good job. Thought that through. Annie's enjoying it.
What is funny over there?
I don't know either.
Something on my computer.
Oh, boy.
Is that peanut butter jelly time guy dancing? Because that gets me every time.
I got to Google peanut butter jelly
Peanut butter
time.
jelly time.
Peanut butter
Yeah.
You get the one with the chicken.
jelly
Yeah.
time
Peanut butter jelly and
guy.
a baseball bat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, check that out. You will die.
Get this. The guy who sang peanut butter jelly time died in a police shootout.
No kidding.
Wow.
I don't know. That's the top of the Google results.
That's
Wow. That's a sad ending to that story.
That got dark real quick.
That was
kidding.
not what I was
I'll
laughing
never
at.
listen to that song again and think the same of it.
Just glad to know you've heard it.
Number 2.
Okay, Princess Storm's ready. She's like, we're playing a game, right? Yes, we are.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Winner
All right,
wants
who's
to win.
answering?
Anna or me, right?
Yeah. Annie.
Anner, Annie, Anner.
Anna.
Let's see if Anner can answer this one. All right, yesterday was 420, my dubes. Here's
This is
He
how
had that
this is
ready.
how 97.1 does 420.
Wait,
Huh?
what?
Well, yesterday.
It's gonna be real
Yeah.
weird.
This is in the rearview mirror now. There's been a mass rapid sea change in marijuana laws across the country, but there are still 14 states where marijuana use, including low THC products, is still illegal both medically and recreationally. Name any one of those 14 states.
Who's this for?
Ooh, does that affect the way you answer?
Oh, sure.
This is for Princess Storm.
See, I want to get it right, but it would be just a guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I could give an answer that I know is wrong, so she would know how to answer it.
It's very logical.
But I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. West Virginia. Mountain
West
Mama.
Virginia.
Can't make this up.
What, are you looking it up?
No, I'm reading. I'm working.
Oh.
I am at work.
Agree or disagree?
Tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. All right, I'll tell you.
I did right by D to the C and gave you an answer that I thought could be true, but I don't know. So
This is why this is a tough week. There are a couple questions like this that we're going to go either way.
Our drummer's getting tired.
I agree.
I know.
You agree. You are incorrect.
Oh, smoking the weed in West Virginia, huh?
Yes, they can.
Take me home, country roads.
Yes, they can. Wisconsin, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Indiana, Kansas, Tennessee, Georgia,
Gosh,
South Carolina.
I went through all of those thinking Midwestern states would be the most likely, but I thought, what's the most red state I could think
Sad
of?
face.
And on a technicality, Maryland and Kentucky still is illegal, but they're changing.
Sorry,
man.
Princess.
This next
All right.
square is for the game.
This
Wow,
is it.
see?
This is it.
Things change fast.
And there's only one person left that can
Two
answer it.
tic-tac-toes, one for the circle, one for the X's, 4 X's, 4 O's, D to the C.
Uh-oh. This is the way we like it, D to the C.
Get it right, you win. Get it right, you lose to the winner that's next to you. And if you
You can like take this voiceover talent to like
to 97.1. This is really where it tops out.
No, this can go big.
Definitely putting in for you to be the next voice lady of 96.3.
Oh, can I?
Going down.
Can I?
It is
Please?
definitely going down. Absolutely.
Only if it's stuff like that. One person's a winner, the other one is not quite a winner, but close to a winner, which makes them a loser. 96.3.
Loser, loser, loser.
Y'all should get some gifts from the Dollar Tree, huh?
Let's go. Okay, wait. It's Hannah.
It is me.
It
Okay.
is.
Square 8.
Please don't be a sports question.
Square 8. Ooh, man.
Let's go.
Ooh, okay. All right, D
Mark
to the C.
Reardon is literally looking over your shoulder at me, waiting to come in the studio right now.
Here we
there.
go. Hannah, this is a clip from Peter Ducey talking about the whistleblower this week.
A political appointee at lied to Congress, and this whistleblower is alleging that politics and preferential treatment are interfering in the Hunter Biden.
Okay.
The Hunter Biden.
It's like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Just stop
We
it
don't-
right now.
We got the part
Get
we
it,
needed.
Peter.
All right. Which government agency is this whistleblower whistleblowing?
Deep State. Oh.
Yep, the DS.
I'm from the Department of the Deep State. Oh, you're not supposed to say that out loud. Ooh. It's a little too on the nose.
Wait, ask me again.
Okay. Which government agency was bleeped out there in
Yeah.
Peter Ducey's comment is that this whistleblower is from? He is whistleblowing on this agency.
Okay, there's 2 in my head.
Uh-oh. We're down to this, huh?
There's 2. It's either one or the other.
That's how that works.
I like your process, though.
Okay, I'm going with IRS.
Ooh, okay. Going with IRS. What's the other one you're thinking about, just in case?
FBI?
FBI, okay. Just going with the IRS.
Wait a minute. Okay.
You got a whistleblower from apparently the IRS. Agree or disagree? And again, this is for the
I
game.
wrote headlines on this. I hope it's IRS.
I'm going to go back and edit those
Yeah.
headlines real quick.
A lot on the line here, dude.
For the game!
For the game.
For the title of winner, not loser.
Is the Yeah, what happens, Princess Storm, if you don't win?
I'm still called winner.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that
Hayes
settles
was going
that.
to be on here last year, but he lost, so Ryan killed him.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot more high stakes.
We didn't tell you that.
This week,
This is death.
this week you get to vote twice in the poll.
Believe me or not.
Come on, hurry up.
Whoa, okay.
Excuse me. I take a little tense here.
This is your moment. This is your moment.
I'm going to agree.
Ooh, going with Hannah.
Going with Hannah.
Hannah, who wrote the headlines that she's not sure were correct.
Yeah.
MC Oak Ridge.
Hannah, if you had to put a percent on it, how confident are you in the IRS?
Wait, what?
Well,
In the IRS or in IRS is the answer?
Open to
in my
interpretation.
answer, I would say I'm 95%.
95.
That's confident. That's very
confident.
That's pretty confident for me.
D to C
For the win.
has agreed correctly. That is right.
I don't have to change the headlines.
That's the most exciting news of the day for you.
Congratulations, sir.
Oh, good sport.
That sounded genuine.
Good sport.
Say it like you mean it.
I think D to C just licked that marker before. Oh, and it doesn't work now.
This is a fantastic game. Good job, guys. Thanks for being in here with us. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Instagram? You're on Instagram, aren't you?
Of course.
Where are you at? Do you want to share it?
Yeah.
It's a private Instagram. No, sorry.
No, I'm just everybody who walks in here only wants to promote themselves. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to do that.
My name on Instagram is Princess Storm. It's Storm with 2 M's.
All right. D to C?
D, the number 2, THAC 314.
One of the best DJs in St. Louis.
Thank you.
And one of our friends here, both of you guys on the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being in here. We love spending time with you.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again.
I gave him a chance to catch up.
Yeah, you did. It was nice of you.
Very
Did you
generous.
hear that? Charity. That's what she just called that.
Really? Really? That's what we're doing here?
Maybe the throwdown after the show. You might want to hear him.
Only because she's my interim right now.
Respect abounds. We're going to take a quick break. More Annie Frey Show and YouTube results. Cookies, cakes, or pies. When we come back, don't go away.
Oh, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. Oh, trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying not to think.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Guess I'm a bad liar.
So let's talk about prevent sprain socks. PreventSprainSocks.com is the website that you go to. These are the athletic wear that you need to make sure that you can stay in the game or stay on the track or stay on the court. This is the support you need around your ankles to make sure that they have the support that they need. Reports indicate 50% less recovery time when prevent sprain socks are in play. They increase blood flow, which in turn lessens muscle and ankle fatigue. I use my prevent sprain socks. I have about 4 pairs now that I use because I won't work out without them. When I put these on my ankles, especially my left ankle that I hurt when I was a senior in high school playing volleyball, it has caused me to have issues with my left knee. And now when I put these socks on, it alleviates that pressure and that weakness that I feel in my ankle so that I can play to my fullest extent, that I can run to my fullest extent, that I can box to my fullest extent. It gives me that confidence. Stay active. These socks are used by Olympic athletes, NFL players, collegiate athletes, and myself and my kids. I put them on my kids' ankles when they play their sports as well. You will love these socks. Go to the website right now and learn about the ones that they have for you. They have socks for golfers as well. PreventSprainsocks.com.
What's your favorite 4-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our 4-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar, and maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to $7,500 on a new hybrid HVAC system and save an additional 20% when bundled with attic insulation. This is a limited time offer. For details and a free estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
The weekend has finally arrived, and that means a Reardon Roundtable starting at 3 on Friday afternoon. Jane Duker on the panel, State Rep Steve Butts, Brenda Talent from the Show Me Institute. Join us at 3.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis is home for conservative talk.
I'm only happy when it rains.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Kids are immature. That's why they're kids.
Not at 21. Not all over the world.
21-year-olds are immature. That's why we don't let them drink until they're 21. That's why some of us don't think that 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds ought to be able to go get AR-15s.
They can go fight.
I think there are
They
arguments.
can be in the Army.
Well, I think that's a discussion we should have, because I think
They
the
can
more we
vote.
know about
I thought
brain,
if you vote, you should be able to have a certain level of maturity. They're deciding whether you should be in Congress or not.
well, and by the way, I win those votes.
What?
And I win those votes, and I'm proud of it. But what I'm
So
saying
you just
is
said you
that-
win the votes of the immature.
Well, but the immature, first off, immaturity is not necessarily an age thing. You can be immature well
But you just
into
played
your
the age
adulthood.
card.
So Katie Porter's a congresswoman. Is she running for Senate? Is she running for Feinstein Senate seat? Is that right? I think she is.
She's certainly trying to move up. I can't remember if it's that seat or not.
Here, maybe this is the clip that I was looking for. She was having this conversation with Bill Maher. Piers Morgan was on this panel as well, and
nobody, including Riley Gaines, who I disagree with strongly, should feel
What do you
physically.
disagree with, out of interest?
I think that it should be up to sporting bodies to make the decisions about who and
What
how
has she
should
said that's
compete.
actually wrong?
I think that what she has done is try to turn this. We talked about people, using things to kind of get likes and get clicks.
That's not what she's doing.
It's
I've got no truck for Riley Gaines personally, but all I've seen her do is stand up for women's rights to fairness and equality.
But she has
she actually competed against Leah Thomas, and it was obviously unfair. Leah Thomas won one of the races in the NCAA championships by 50 seconds against a bunch of biological females who simply couldn't keep up. That cannot be right. It cannot be fair.
it cannot be right, and it isn't fair. And when you're watching a panel, Katie Porter being a representative out of California, who, if you dig into her history with how she works with the people in her office, and just she's not a pleasant person to be around. It's pretty indicative by people who have worked with her, who have come out and talked about it. But she's on a panel with these two men, these two liberally, especially classic liberal men, and she's the one who's not willing to step up and say that it's an unfair playing field or pool to have biological males who haven't really engaged in any transitioning into being a female, which is just a cop-out. To suggest that if you start transitioning, you should be able to participate, it to me is completely ridiculous as well. But these two individual men are standing up and saying, how can this possibly be fair? And what she ends up saying, what Katie Porter, the congresswoman there, ends up talking about, is that Riley Gaines is really out here doing that thing that we all suspect. She's out there hawking likes and social media interaction. There's a part in that clip that we didn't have to play where they're talking about Riley Gaines and what she's doing and Leah Thomas and so on and so forth. And Katie Porter, it's the most condescending thing ever. She just, you guys really sound old. How is that not a problem? I don't understand where Katie Porter comes in and where she actually thinks that this message is going to resonate with a broad amount of people. I feel like the focus of this faction of the Democratic left is just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and I think people need to push on it and highlight it. Riley Gaines has been the forefront, I think, of women who have been advocating for women to compete in women's athletics. But last night, Tucker Carlson, did any of you guys watch Tucker last night?
No.
Tucker Carlson did I watched maybe half of it or whatever, and I fast forward through the commercials because I always watch it later. And he was showing a congresswoman who was talking about how there is an unfairness that takes place in testing vehicles for safety because they're not using women crash test dummies to indicate the safety of how an impact in a car would affect a female differently than it would affect a male. Tucker's response, of course, to that is, we'll just put lipstick on the male crash test dummies and call it a day. That's not there. That may sound ridiculous and insulting, but on the most basic level, that is the same thing, Ryan, that we're doing to women and females in athletics.
Yeah, it is. That's what's so sad is that these things are so ridiculous that when you talk about them, you really almost sound like you're making jokes, but that's the real argument. That's the logical conclusion of these arguments.
Is it, if you are opposed to Leah Thomas competing in the same swimming pool as Riley Gaines, does that mean you hate Leah Thomas?
No. There is no universe in which you can make that comparison. That's crazy that they do that.
If Leah Thomas wants to compete in athletics, I mean, to me, with the Title IX stuff that has come out, what it's doing is it's saying that biological males cannot compete in sports with biological females. That's the basis of it. And I like hearing our Republicans talking about it.
But there's a reason why Title IX was created. There's a reason why there's men and women's sports. There's a reason why there's a professional basketball for men and women. It's about fairness. And if there's one final fiber of America, it's about giving people an opportunity.
And then his counterpart, Jeffries.
Extreme MAGA Republicans are trying to sensationalize an issue that doesn't really exist in the way that they are falsely portraying.
How does it not exist? And if it doesn't exist, why do you feel like you need to take the time to address it and attach extreme MAGA Republicans to it? If you're saying that the issue doesn't really exist because there are not biological males that are competing in women's sports, because you're saying that there's something that happens that makes them no longer biologically male, scientifically, we all know that to not be true. Of course, the issue exists.
It's an adult human female. When you see these videos of typically, of course, the left or someone within the Biden administration who can't answer this question, we have a sitting Supreme Court justice who couldn't answer this question. It proves the state of our nation. We're denying objective truth. We're denying the sheer essence of humanity. I hate to break it to all your viewers, but guess what? We were all here because we were from man and woman, and we're denying that. And it's chilling. It's unnerving. It's truthfully just scary to think about. We have people in positions of power who are supposed to make these big decisions that govern the country who can't define a woman. It's mind-blowing. It's beyond me. And truthfully, I don't understand why it's controversial. You know, why is this something that garners controversy? Why is this something that I got attacked for at San Francisco State for speaking about? It's mind-blowing.
There's great irony in the understanding that even in my lifetime, there was a fight for, I don't even know when the WNBA was created, but it was in my lifetime. It might have been the early 2000s, maybe, I'm guessing, late 90s possibly. But the idea that we have spent all of this time trying to say, no, female athletes and women's athletics should be given as much investment, I don't know about attention, but investment and support as male sports should. And the only reason that fight was necessary is because women were physically not capable of doing what men were. There was a biological, scientific discrepancy between the genders that made legislation, Title IX, have to come into play to even the playing field and to provide equal opportunity. There's no way to provide equal outcome because unless you force people to go to a WNBA game, that's not happening. And we've said this before. If you put LeBron James when he's 50 on a WNBA basketball team, people would pay to go see that. That's not fair to women. It actually makes a mockery out of what those women are trying to do. And it's so ironic to me that the thing that had to happen to make everybody who is on this side admit that women are not capable of doing the same things as men in sports was for men to enter women's sports dressed as women.
It's incredible because there was not an issue here. This is very typical of the left and social wars that they create, is that they create a problem and then they'll go, why are you fighting back? This isn't even an issue. Like they create a problem and then they say that it's not even a problem. And if you go back, I was just watching a movie last night from about 2008, and these are liberal Hollywood directors. And this was a comedy movie. They had a guy in drag. The guy says, I'm a guy. So we're talking about issues that have come about within a decade that have completely shifted the social fabric so much that we have to be talking about them.
My concern on this subject as well has everything to do with the effect that it's having on women's athletics. I don't really have a dog in the fight of the existence of transgender people one way or the other. I don't particularly care how these people choose to live their lives. I don't want their thought and opinion on how I choose to live my life to have any impact on what I am allowed to do. So it's not about that. But there's an obvious biological, scientific set of facts that exist for us right now that we are just casually, Hakeem Jeffries, permitting to just not be entertained. We're just not going to look at facts right now. We're not going to look at science right now. And I don't really understand what the payoff is. It's very frustrating. Let's get to the YouTube poll. Let's wrap this up. Big controversial question today.
It's been super hostile. All right. Today's YouTube poll is asking cookies, cakes, or pies. We all in the room have said...
What was yours?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Pies.
I don't think I've said.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't think I have.
Oh, sorry.
Yet.
What'd you say?
Man, I might say the right pie.
Really?
Cookies are pie is kind of special. You don't encounter a pie as much as you would a cookie or a cake.
Mm-hmm. See a cookie just laying there on a sidewalk. Pie, never.
Okay. Do you see cookies on the sidewalk?
Not ones that I would eat.
Oh.
So many different comments.
You have your standards.
Mm-hmm.
Drew B from YouTube says, I vote cookie, but these cookie cakes that you can get at the bakeries are amazing.
A cookie cake is still a cookie.
Balls says only psychopaths would pick cake. Cookies are great, but pie is way more versatile. Pie is definitely king in this poll.
My vote for pie as well is always going to be more of a custard-based pie, which is what you said.
Yeah, sort of.
You're going to want like a cream pie of some kind over a fruit pie.
Some sort of, well, I like fruit, but like the lemon meringue would be a fruit, but it's still
lemon
kind of a pudding.
meringue is not a fruit pie.
Yeah, it's still got a pudding base sort
as
of.
opposed to like a fruit and like
yeah, I don't love
jelly
apple
kind of
pies and stuff as much.
Benjamin Bravo says cake, and he lists all of his favorite cakes. Coffee cake. Oh, I can't say the next one. What is that?
Schockertort? Sockertort? Probably German, or maybe incredibly offensive. And
okay,
if it is, I'm
he's
sorry.
saying lots of German things. A
Linzer
German
tort?
chocolate cake with cream cheese frosting and tiramisu. So Benjamin Bravo voted cake. Earlier, we were having this debate over if a cheesecake is a pie or a cake, and Kurt Tribout from YouTube says a cake has batter, a cookie has dough, and a pie has filling and crust.
Cheesecake is a pie.
So, yeah, I guess that settles that one. Quick Rick says, seriously, I don't think there's a cookie that I wouldn't eat. So I guess his vote was for cookie. Fedora Hero. That was the combination. Fedora Hero USA says pies forever. Duckhead says fresh baked chocolate chip cookies right out the oven.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah. Duckhead.
JS says, as far as the poll goes, yes. So I don't
You can't
really
say
know.
that.
Banished from the poll.
Yeah. It's like walking into the voting booth and being like, I like everyone.
Nobody does that.
No, you can't
Mike
do that.
G says, gotta go with pie. Cakes and cookies are usually way too sweet for me. Art says, pies are love. Pies are life.
What's the best ice cream pair? Cookie, cake, or pie?
Oh, pie.
Yeah, pie.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's got to be pie.
A chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwich?
It's good, but it's not as good as...
Oh, never mind.
Not as good as a hot
Yeah,
apple
you're
pie
right.
with some
Yeah.
vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
Like one of those Toll House chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwiches?
You know what? Those are great, but I actually like the ones with icing in the middle.
Those
better
were
than
always
pie,
so much
or
more expensive at
ice
the
cream.
ice cream truck. For
There's
some
a
reason.
cookie sandwich at Animal Kingdom. Just telling you, it's like this big.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So we could all eat it at the same time.
That's the idea. I mean,
not at the same time.
Well, you can eat at the same time. I will cut it into
Oh,
fourths.
good.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, Ryan, you can find a stranger and be like, I would like to share this with you. I have to.
You
I
bite
can't
on
cut
this
it in
egg.
half.
Okay, go.
I'm gonna eat the ice cream. I'm gonna lick the ice cream out of the middle.
You can have the cookie.
So the poll results at the beginning of the show were pretty close, but they're not as close anymore. The poll question is asking you cookies, cakes, or pies. With over 175 votes, 40% of the people said pies. Annie, you won that one. 32% of the
me
people
too.
said, oh, yeah, you too.
Yeah, thank you.
32% of the people
He said pie before I did.
Yeah.
Cookies, and 28% of the people said cakes. So we got some pie fans here
That's awfully
at the
close.
Annie Fry Show. It is pretty close.
28% of the people said cakes, huh? It's higher than I thought it was going to be.
Cake is such to me, cake is we need to get a dessert that you just get for the sake of having something sweet and it just exists.
That's true, although yesterday was my wife's birthday and I bought her a cake, but it was a nothing bundt cake, which is the pinnacle of cakes.
Yeah, those are amazing.
But I mean, there's also like sheet cake, which fits into that category Annie's talking about.
Yeah,
like the name of
exactly.
the cake is just, we have a lot of it so that everybody can
Here
have
you
some.
go. It's like ordering pizza at a kid's birthday party. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, good
Are you
job,
okay?
everybody. We made it.
We made another
15 days to Disney World. Go subscribe to the Annie Fry YouTube channel if you'd like to come along our 3-day, 2-night rapid fire, get everything done that we can possibly Disney World trip to celebrate 5 years of the Annie Fry Show in middays. April 23rd, so Sunday is the 5-year anniversary. We appreciate each and every one of you for helping us do this and be a part of this. Stick around. The Mark Rude Show next.
Gonna lose control tonight. What do you want from me?
Diamonds Direct's biggest sale all year is going on now with an extra 20% savings and expanded selection, in-store designer appearances, and special financing. Imagine 20% off Diamonds Direct's already value prices on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, colored gemstone jewelry, and thousands of engagement ring mountings. Meet the designers who flow